potential demons that are going to be battering to ensure that they can play up to their own standards. Both of these squads have been struggling so far, but they have no more second chances. It's all on the line, it's all elimination, and one more stop before they can get to that potential top 4 and that change of arenas.
Yeah, let's take a look at the maps here. Team Heretics has decided to ban the Sunset. We saw it the other day, and probably not going to be repeated after the new composition, probably not working for them.
Oh, yeah.
They decide to go for the Ascent. PaperX deciding to go for that bind. I like how they're playing into their strengths. One of the things that we did mention the other day that we have not today about Team Heretics, Wood, the agents, what is he going to be playing? Where is he going to be comfortable? Well, on this first 2 maps, we should not be seeing a lot of Viper. We should be looking at a lot of double duelists for Team Heretics.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, you can tell, I think that Team Heretics didn't have a lot of reps on the bind. I really like that selection and holding on that pick. But I think when it gets to this state of the game, when it gets to this level of pressure on the stage at international events, prep can go out the window. It comes down to the form factor. Are the individuals feeling it? Did the players wake up on the right side of the bed on a given day? That can be the defining moments. Those can be the defining factors.
The cider being Lotus after what we saw yesterday with PaperX. I'm actually very happy with this map, Vito. Bind looks so good for PaperX. They only lost it once at the beginning of the year, and they've been flawless on it. So understandable to take the ground, and understandable to see that we've seen great performances for the teams. I remember PaperX also losing that Ascent against GiantX. We've seen reps left, right, and center. But as you said, Brent, it's all about the pressure today. A Team Heretics that has encountered PRX in many stages of their careers, but they have never been able to beat them.
Yeah, folks, if you have not gotten prepared for this one, get ready for a slobber knocker, because you're about to see 2 squads who genuinely are going to do the only thing they know how to do. Leave it all on that stage to try and push forward in this tournament. We're talking about young, dynamic players over on the Heretics side, stalwart veterans over on the PaperX side. You literally got narratives on narratives on narratives over here. You think we cooked this thing up and we're faking it. But like the reality is, this is what it's all about. And there you can see the support as well coming in from some of the Heretics family.
Boost that.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
And it really is. The pressure is on in ways that neither team is ready for, but they got to meet the moment.
I mean, it's cinema here today. For Heretics as well, they're a squad that have been trying to reach even greater heights than their previous year, where they set that bar all the way to the finals, weren't able to bring it over the line despite having 2 chances to do it. To be potentially named one of the best teams in the world, they missed their chance. And this entire year has been disappointment after disappointment for them. And now they have one more opportunity to see if they can extend it to keep it going. But they are up against the winners of the last Masters. It's not going to be easy.
What's insane is that both of these teams have felt the feeling of hitting the near top of the mountain in this sport, and they have both crumbled at that finish line. But now they have to send each other home. This is as wild as it gets, man, but here's the agent select.
Yeah, not everybody can make the top 4. We do not see or expect surprises here for Ascent. PaperX running the Vice and also the Sage, something that we did not touch up on. It is something, and Miniboo going up in this head-to-head, especially and more specifically about the operator usage, all the snipers. Both of these players are going to be probably leaning towards them, especially with Team Heretics, the swap between Woods and Miniboo that we keep seeing, especially in this map. But most importantly, Miniboo has always loved the Marshal, the Outlaw, and I expect them, even from the attack, to just bring it out, because I consider that to be a win condition for both of the teams.
Absolutely. I think Heretics on their attack side too of Ascent, going up against the double Sentinel comp, you're really going to be tested in terms of how you can work the map. Ascent, you're really going to be tested in terms of, can you find out where the Sage wall is? Can you avoid it most of the time? Can you find the Vice setup? Can you bait it out? Yeah, like avoiding Devi as a player as well, trying to bait out his wall setup. It's an uphill battle from the get-go here for Heretics, but you got to think that they've come in ready.
It's literally a clash of styles here with a double Sentinel and double Duelist composition. But I'm curious to see if PaperX, despite them playing double Sentinel, do they want to get more aggressive, not allow Heretics to be able to get comfortable, get moving? Does Heretics try and just sock PaperX in the face a couple of times? Let's find out, folks. There's only one of these teams will make the top 4 and play under the lights of the A-Core Arena. So let's go ahead and send it over to your casters. It's Pansy and Sideshow.
Thank you so much, GB. The desk there kind of teeing us up for an incredibly high skill ceiling game between these two. But again, it feels like a matter of heart when you're looking at these two teams, a matter of form coming into the stage. But what's the defining factors catch your eye here between these two in this matter of survival?
I think it's all about the mental game. I think you're bang on. You need a critical attitude to become a great player. But in such high-pressure scenarios, it can become a negative attitude. And I think that is the balance that these players are having to face right now between all of our teams in the lower bracket, but none define it so well as these two. Known for making grand finals and losing, except for PaperX at Toronto, who very recently broke that and are hoping it never happens again. But the collapse we've just seen from them would indicate otherwise. Good starts, momentum, and avoiding those negative voices in your mind.
Yeah, have to avoid it somehow. Run from it almost. It will be Heretics on the attack, PaperX obviously on the defending side, and a simplistic start, direct in approach.
PaperX playing fully off the A side, looking to retake with a Conda. Shouldn't want to do that too often. See what value Jing gets with the wall. Really good for going for diffusers in this spot, but it looks like he just wants to wall off the players in main.
Yeah, something already. Good start here, taking away Woot, and I will be keeping track of that man as well. Self-critical to this point. Miniboo already going to find Divide. This is looking like there's answers to this. And PRX looking for that springboard in. This could be the start. It's not. Miniboo shuts that down quickly. Already Heretics keeping this strong. Again, it doesn't always seem like a matters game when it comes to PaperX. They can go against those odds. Here we go, Heretics looking solid in that post plant.
Really good idea from them as well. They seem to anticipate the retake coming through from PaperX, and the fact that they needed to play on site before it ever happened indicates some decent theoretical ideas to the way that PaperX want to approach a retake. Nobody got locked off in A main.
And also, kind of leading into this as well, there has been that a little additional touch of time for Heretics to get themselves prepared. For PaperX, they're having to rip off that Band-Aid straight away and jump back into the server.
Yeah, I think that can be maybe a bigger mental hurdle to overcome as well, because it's so fresh in your mind. Stingers, regen armor, and again, looking towards A. Jing, without those two slows, probably doesn't want to invest the wall here as well, because it's an expensive piece of util.
Yeah. Double stack back of Gen. See if Heretics can keep this clean. That'll be on the forefront of their minds, but PaperX always a threat. Forsaken with a quick reminder, but swiftly shut down. Heretics sweep the site. Looking for that spike to slowly make it in, but Wu taking the space up to that was a belter of a shot. Doesn't quite find much more, but Divide, if you can do a touch more damage, that's not bad at all. No real rest to be found. That smoke already dissipating. This is now becoming more and more uphill. And already watching this stacked up. A nice try for Divide. He's certainly giving it a solid go, but you feel the Heretics really making sure there's no naughtiness to be had here by PaperX.
And here's where the regen armor comes in so clutch, because there's still 3 players that don't have to rebuy in the next round. So this is why so many people are liking this buy. You see it in a flash there from Patman with his Sheriff. We're talking about the heights, and some of the lows, of course, but if you get the best out of these two teams today, it could be another all-timer match, as we've just seen a couple of those the day before. It's just about which version of these teams approaches the stage.
And that's the scary thing, though, is to try and understand what it takes to activate that level between both of these sides. We've seen that confidence lacking with something at times, but the earlier games, he looked magnificent. Arguably some of the best form I've seen him in, but again, those last couple of games certainly hindered that. And then Heretics, hell, we all know those highs and lows, but a solid beginning here from Heretics. Protocol list working well, forcing off something and allowing this walk up.
Pushing something back. This space over towards Tree not being covered whatsoever by PaperX. Maybe anticipating an A-pop to be coming through, but Heretics are just being given so much room here on the A-split. Nobody actually in A main. So this is fake pressure, and PaperX with now only late around the minute mark starting to adjust and pull 3-4 players in that direction.
It gets rather scary for Patman as well. If he is left solely alone on B, does have the support of the utility, sure, but...
Well, here's the wall that just came out from Jing, so now they don't have to worry about A main, and they might catch the timing to go back and reinforce Patman's position.
It does feel indicative they're very aware of how PaperX like to play this, but already penny dropping for PaperX. It's been silent, absent of presence towards Ace, already reinforcing this side of the map, but depending on this burst potentially to get them through this choke, pretty hard to make happen now.
30 seconds left.
We're very alone over by Switch. The timing not terrible. 20 seconds. Feeling like I'm watching Fnatic here, but Wu does nicely towards Divide. Patman stalwart towards the back of the side, but now going to be pressured and cleared. That's a problem. That opens up the plant. And now you've already got these post-plant positions working wonders. Heretics, oh Oh, dear me! That is a message sent, and a very well-prepared message.
Miniboo getting out to a 6-0 start. When you're looking at players that can really feel that pressure and have the negative voices going, he's one of them. And you get him fired up like this, it's going to do such wonders. That's a nightmare beginning for Paper X too. You're on the defense side of Ascent, playing double Sentinel, and you fail to stop the B hit.
Guys, nice.
Benji's always going to be bringing the energy. You think back to that game that they had these two teams at Madrid. He and Neil Zenio were talking some smack, and they ended up losing the game to Paper X.
still love it though. I will say that every day of the week. 100%.
I think that you can always talk your game in order to bring the energy up. The only problem is when you go quiet when you're losing. You can't allow it to feel silent because you're not giving that game once you start going on some kind of losing streak.
And you got to then think of it from Paper X's side, who came off an incredibly hard series against Fnatic, felt what it's like to lose after what's been a fantastic streak from them, internationally doing very well, and then having to pick themselves back up and then seeing this confidence, this good read, this good approach. Miniboo on form, you got Benji up and giving it. It compounds those problems. So a very early timeout for Paper X.
Super early, but I think probably necessary because Paper X had the defensive players in position on B, but they didn't contest those duelists diving out at all. So you saw Woot get the dive out into Switch, but Miniboo also teleported to Market, and Boo managed to TP in as well. So 3 players passed the Vice Util within a second. So any one of those on their own would be isolated, but when all 3 go in together, Paper X need to be taking those challenges earlier on.
And a brutal round to come back in on. Obviously, the finances far from pretty, and Miniboo so prepared. Catching Forsaken almost instantaneously.
Forsaken and Jing fighting over this area and getting battered was actually what was part of the reason Paper X lost this map to Giants. They couldn't stabilize in that game either.
Turning worries, really.
Yeah, but it's not an amazing map for them. It's one where they've been able to get by with this composition. But I do think there have been worries in Pacific about how good they've been on the defense side. It should be a great comp, but they haven't been able to stomp teams on the defense.
This round, again, we're not expecting wonders from this round. It'd be nice to see them just start feeling out the game a bit, get that kind of, feel of this.
Yeah, it's a good piece of the wall to break there because it stops something and Jing going for that aggro swing. Got to predict them on a high ground setup though as you go around the corner.
Still going through the motions of at least checking towards Wine, and there's applying something. Jing will connect, but so far Heretics navigating all these hurdles. They've opened up this pathway, and they seem very mentally prepared for what Paper X would be like to be doing, but yeah, very diligent too, ensuring there's no one hidden away. You saw Rien's taking that extra second before the plant, and now with that downtime is on their side, Heretics looking like they're off to a dream beginning, unless Patman and Devi can do something rather special here. And, well, looking at the positions, the second he comes around this corner, the firing squad kicks in. Not really relenting either. Very much willing to take a brawl on it.
It's not like Devi can particularly aid him. Door, smoke. Very little chance here for Patman and Devi to be able to do much. And in a spot, if Rienz is hitting like that, think back to how he was playing on Ascent recently. He's been a monster on this map. But now, also, Yoruwalt available for Miniboo, who's gotten up to a 7-0 beginning, yet to die. That's going to allow you, it's probably your best ult to be able to use on the attack side. Get a ton of information, run past defensive setups, coordinate with the rest of your team. You can combo it with Rien's ultimate, you can combo it with a Paranoia. This has a strong chance of going 5-0 and essentially Paper X being out of the map before it's even begun.
But an investment from something that operates out as early as financially possible. You heard it there. All coming in, Miniboo taking a lot of space off this. And Paper X opting to try and play close. Okay, Jing, does he get to live? No! Heretics! Absolutely decimating this up-close hold from Paper X. Oh, I'm worried. I'm really worried. This will take the wind out of your sails. We're going to need something special from Paper X. Get them some life here.
They've got to try to fight over towards this. You'd hate to do it because your economy's in a horrible place and it's the percentage play to save, but then you're down 0-5.
Cover going up.
I get it, but
I feel like you have to give one of these a try at some point. Instead, they're backing it up and they don't even get to save Patman's gun. something scurrying back over towards B. And these are the kind of decisions that kill your confidence.
Absolutely.
If you can't even get into a round, something was trying to get posted on an aggressive line towards B main, and he's going to feel like his team needs him, and yet he had no hope of even being involved in this round.
This is a complete shutout. I'm a little worried here. And it's one of those things with PaperX, I do feel they're the against the odds team. The amount of times in that G2 series, for example, PaperX would go down a pick, you know, Forsaken might TP in somewhere, he's going to be picked, and then suddenly you'll get a bailout from something, or from Jing. Pick any of the other players, they'll get you 3. You always have to give them that little extra room to play it.
Yeah, within a round, I do agree that they'll come back from almost anything. Within a map?
Oh, that's different.
Yeah, that's where I have more questions. And my biggest concern here is this play. Because Woot dashing over the top to get that jump on a Forsaken should never be working out. Obviously, you can trade out Woot in that spot, and that's perfectly fine. But Woot straight up winning the duel worries me.
There's a lot of worries starting to come here, because we wanted a close affair between these two, but the ripple effect from losing this map, if they do, or going down at this sort of scoreline for PaperX, may nullify all of those exciting prospects we were waiting for, to see the best of these two sides. They've tried to support and supplement what they remained with. Those weapons they tried to desperately drag across, still, something with that operator. But Heretics have had every answer so far.
This has to be the round where PaperX answer back. They have something posted incredibly deep on this A line. Just as his gate crash disappears, he's going to stay confident, stay posted. That should give them decent information that things are not heading towards an A split late on in the round. Or if they are, that literally everyone is coming through catwalk. And Jing still with the wall, now posts it up, and now you can focus purely on that B split that Team Heretics comp is going to love to try to do.
I do like this test as well.
Cage triggered.
Making those rotations hard to commit to.
They don't even know the wall's there. That's the first that Benchy spots of it.
Yeah, 44 seconds and noting it now.
But with something still holding on to A main, I think they can be very confident that you should keep the defensive stack towards B. But remember, both duelists managed to get in before with no problem. So you still have to fight B main.
Sitting back now, 20 seconds.
Same pathing.
Yeah, very similar to before. Exactly the same. Does it work out the same, however? No instantaneous fight over towards this area. 14 seconds being held at the door. PaperX finally fighting back. That's the team we were waiting to see.
What a triple kill from Patman. Benji Fishy left with it all to do. Spike down, no chances. Something again is not going to be
better.
Feeling great about his own impact, but he actually was really crucial to being able to keep that stack going on the B site. You see that they put a bit of pressure on Miniboo's position as well. Miniboo got the teleport into market. There was at least somebody fighting him, a recon dart in his face, spammed through the wall, but it's Patman's triple kill here at lane that is a huge difference maker.
Oh, that is lovely from them, isn't it?
They're still allowing Heretics to actually get into the front of the site and try something. It's a little more passive than I would expect from PaperX, but they're getting their macro in the right places.
They do it again. Something. This is what we want to see. Confidence. Take a gamble, take a risk. He's taking a lot of space. That cam, I think it was a touch late, so something does get to strike first. Big scalp to be claiming on Woot, and he gets away. Early man advantage.
That's the kind of play that'll get something into the game. He's one away from getting his ult online as well. The combo with Patman's ult that he gathered after his triple kill on B in the previous round would be lovely for a retake. And the Vice setup has gone fully over to A, so this is a big switch up in the defensive setup.
I just can't die in front of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Deploying drone.
We've seen some of these Heretics players hitting shots, but the test then falls once again towards something.
The ego on the drone?
I think he wants it. Ah, and a missed shot! That's a little upsetting. That's going to sour the mood, I'm sure. But this isn't opening a site. That's taken away one from middle, but it does isolate the two sides remaining, really, for PaperX.
It's definitely confident, but in a 5v4 scenario, maybe those are the kind of plays that you could cool down on.
Revealing area.
That's lovely. Fine now. Going to be noted.
30 seconds
Got a pocket
left.
to play from, but Heretics running the court very low. This feels reminiscent near on Fnatic with the time as it is. Spike now making his way through towards main. We have one on the site. Stunning from Forsaken. Simply better. There's now Boo, the final target found by Jing. PaperX. You can't don't leave him in those scenarios. Brilliantly handled under very, very amplified pressure.
And they need Forsaken to be doing that kind of stuff. He's been a monster all across the run in Toronto, earlier on here at Champs as well.
Oh,
Probably their best player in the win over G2, for example.
just controlled chaos the way he plays, standing tall on the front of the site there. Brilliant, brilliant work.
And bailing them out for 4v4 with something disappearing.
This is going to be fun.
They've got something and Pac-Man looking to try to get posted on an aggro line towards B, but this is exactly where the Heretics' bodies are.
The ante on this. Got himself a slip forward. Commitment for now. Trying to play it off the dart. And a miss. And a death as well. Woot fast as hell to hit that shot. That's an early man advantage again. Something going down. This can't be a repeat incident.
Couple of rounds in a row now, but that one, a bit of a better chance. And the res, that is
that's
unbelievable
huge.
that he dies after he teleports. And so they get a free res out of it, but he doesn't have a gun, Lauren. The gun didn't TP. He can go and ult and pick it up.
I think he was thinking about it. He was definitely thinking about it. They're going to try and combo the ults. What are they going to do on this?
Well, he's still got the shorty as well, so you can get a pick out the back
my
of
God,
that, but they're so close.
This is so risky. Good flash, but the outrun reveals it all, and something just says, screw it, I guess I'm playing in the corner, try and help me out here, do what I can. Falls away from it, but sees the plan. 45 seconds. Heretics, are you still heading this way?
Forsaken has full A main information right now, so they can be confident again that Paper X should be having 3 defenders on B. They've had the stacked site in the right place. You wouldn't know it though, because they're 5-2 down.
30 seconds
On
left.
this. You get to identify this as a fake. It's a very late fake too. The TP gets taken over towards Wine.
All on Forsaken.
And he was the one who succeeded before. Last time, I think it was 3. Might need something similar than that again. 13 seconds. Heretics got to get a move on. 10 now.
10
Barely
seconds
got
left.
time to get the plant here. Boo does well to take down Forsaken. Woot in the last couple of seconds. Still doing the damage necessary.
planted.
Plots in play. Patman isolates the flank from Benji. There's still hope here.
A 4v3 post plant. A little claustrophobic, but Heretics in a decent position. Something finally got his operator back.
And now goes for the ult. Gotta try and find these players. Tee up the remainders. Spotting some out here, actually. Mini Boo pinned to the wall. Oh, but what a trade from Rienz. Great back and forth action, but that time is ticking. And I think they might have called it quits on this one. Slowly backpedaling away. Heretics somehow recovering this round. I thought Paper X had a really good shot at that one.
And they would have done. But the key critical kill is that Forsaken goes down defending over towards A. We said it was all on his shoulders, and I think he played it fine. He just ended up getting caught by Boo in A main. This,
Oh
a
my
bizarre
God.
interaction over here. But, you know, 2 rounds in a row where something's missed a shot that you would expect him to land.
Yeah.
But as the pivot went
10
over towards the A
seconds
side, it's this kill right here. Forsaken tries to backpedal, utilizing the steel garden, but just can't relieve the pressure, doesn't have util down on site to play around.
And it's a hard conversation to have because you kind of want something to go for those plays.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
that you don't want him
Absolutely.
to stop trying to make these aggressive opportunities work for them because more often than not they do, but we've had a couple of uncharacteristic misses.
The peek into the drone
Oh, there we
wasn't
are.
great, but there he lands an easier one.
Yeah, simple stuff for him at the start. Forsaken. Be careful, does he get away from this? Paranoid goes in, Woot wanted to hunt, does at least clear out Wine, but high emphasis to clear towards A main.
5v4 for Paper X. They need rounds like this. They're on the defense side of Ascent with double Senti. They'd love to tie up the half if they can, and even then it wouldn't be the world's most amazing defense side.
No. And on the other side, you did see Patman there explore B main a little bit, so he has a decent idea. He is calling in the cavalry somewhat. Going to see Forsaken take up the position towards middle. A little bit of an unknown. So just want to ensure. And they still have a good couple of pieces of utility here, and the 3-play stack on A. So I don't know if Heretics will be able to feel this one out.
Late round, the Vice Wall's already been baited, the Sage Wall's going to go down. They'll have the defenders in the right position. Can Boo find that late round B split? It's really tough when your Jet is already inserted A main. You don't really want to go for it.
Forsaken sees nothing.
30
So does
seconds
that...
left.
I think he caught Woot at the very end there.
Ooh. Okay, that's kind of big. So they are still trying to imply this B take, right? They've just smoked off CT. But really, PaperX aren't falling for it. They're in the right place at the right time. And now that util comes in just wonderfully. Something seems very aware that someone is still towards main. 10 seconds now. It's do or die for Heretics. You gotta make it go. And PaperX's patience might just pay off. 5 seconds for the block going down. Something with a great strike towards Miniboo. Dives in head first. Still trying to operate at such a high level. Leaving just Riens in a 1v3. Hold up. Turns the flash, gets back to it. Great clear from Devi. That patience was perfect from PaperX, standing their ground.
They're really making use of all of the information that they have around the map. They're getting onto deeper lines with some of their players. You know, aggression coming out from Patman, like he called out in B main, gives them the info, especially when they're in a 5v4 scenario. Yeah, he just called that glimpse on Wu towards the end. And when you see the Jet over there, it's just so unlikely they're going to be going into a beast play at the end of it. I think Boo maybe even would have wanted to had they not left Woot there early on.
That's the first time I've ever seen a stand sit on the side.
Vinny, it's got to be a different experience coaching this squad compared to Fnatic, who love those crossfires, love those bunker anchor setups, versus PaperX, who are always looking to make the play, take the fight. But in that spot, I like what PaperX was doing because they were already up 5v4. So when something was in a 5v4 previously and had a drone coming through his face in mid, that's the bad side of the confidence. And I think for Miniboo and something, one of the things that we are going to be looking at so carefully over the course of this match is them finding that balance between the confidence, the aggression, the bravery even, and some discipline, some caution, some intelligence. And finding the right balance there is so tough as a duelist. And I think that is also why it's the duelist players that have those negative thoughts more often, because they're required to take the crazy plays.
Well, it is something you'd never want to get rid of, right? That killer instinct. You always want them to have to go for this. It's on everyone else to try and rein them in. Or support, right? It's a very, very fine balance. It's a perfectly double-edged sword, it always feels like. But at this point, you then kind of elevate that out and look at PaperX. I guess holistically, it's always the danger of what if they do learn that patient game, but they also then can gear shift into the Kings of Chaos we know them for, right? They become the most unstoppable team. That potential is there. So it's always curious to see that balance, and as you highlighted, that discipline on the site. A rare treat, and certainly could put Heretics on notice, hence the timeout.
Well, here comes an ult combo. You've got Miniboo and Riens set up to win another round just based off this dimensional drift into Hunter's Fury.
I think he was seeing, yes, they've absolutely seen both players now congregating towards market. How do they deal with them? Woot trying to take the steps in, but changing up the pathing just a touch, not towards Switch anymore.
They got the site completely for free, so now Riens can even save this ultimate to fight them. Probably going to use it as PaperX go for the retake.
Ooh, look at this three-man walk down middle. This could be very, very nice. This puts Riens right in the crosshairs. I like this from PaperX. Every single angle, every single approach. Nice shot still from Riens, but a great trade from something. Now it makes Heretics feel pinned to this site.
And there goes the ultimate. Benji's going to have to dig himself out of a tough position.
It's all about timing. He won't get to live if they time this right, but this is everything! Benji gets away with daylight robbery on one, but something is there for every single trade so far. Booth, though, standing his ground, making sure they can't scale up.
No way.
This is outrageous from him. Oh, you talk about confidence! 8 HP, and he's doing that!
The time as well was just ticking so low. It's a great play from PaperX to go and pressure the flank, knowing that Riens is going to be playing around there, but too slow on everything that they're doing. Benji even playing outside of the range of the recon dart, just dealing with these players one at a time, ended up taking too much of it. What a freakish performance in the chaos. We were just talking about PaperX being the spins of that, but Woot, not too bad himself.
Let's go.
That Turkish duo at the top of the table for Team Heretics.
This is getting a little bit scary for PaperX here. I think, again, trying to still the nerves and be brave in the face of what could be a dire scenario, but Heretics then picking up the pace. It's straight up the guts. All is there, though, this time. We could have the 1v1 divide. You fancy it? Yeah, you do. There it is. Killer instinct talked about. Devi certainly got his own. Fancies it.
Good punish on the overconfidence. Woot triggering the wall, but putting his body in front of it. Devi recognized it as soon as that cloudburst came out. Jing's walled off Cat as well. Maybe a little early, but at least it reinforces. Recon going to catch Boo. Do they go for the peak?
Surely something would every day of the week, right? You're seeing that little bit of hesitation, a slight difference. But information had, and enough to put them off that B-site approach.
And they're also already up in a 5v4, so that's, you know, credit to him not taking too much of a risk. You don't need to go high risk, high reward in that spot.
And how many times have we said, how many times does it get brought back to these 4v4s or even advantageous scenarios for Heretics with that overstep? It's maybe just the right dose of discipline. That wall, actually no, excuse me, the slow comes in now for PaperX, hindering this burst through.
30
The late
seconds left.
presence from Boo could be curious now. That could be a challenge they didn't expect. Maybe Boo's going to note this, but gets found by Jing. Again, this patience, this deeper hold on the side working so well as Boo. Okay, I had to take a pause there. That felt a little too scary, but PaperX showing some real depth of discipline here.
Yeah, the way in which they're controlling A main with Forsaken is allowing them to play those crossfires onto the site. And I think that aside from the rounds where Team Heretics have overwhelming ult combos, PaperX have actually stabilized here and figured out a style that works. The only problem is that they went down 0-5 to begin on their defense side. So they're going to need an extraordinarily good attack whether or not they win here in round 12.
Well, the bar will be set high for PaperX, but can certainly achieve it. But for Heretics, a broken purchase here. Simplistic in stance and eyeing up the A site. It's Forsaken. In a curious spot now. Does he get a reward? Because I don't think we've cleared this. He didn't. But a mess made. Forsaken. Sorry, can someone look at Forsaken? How has he gone away with this? But Boo's at the back of the site. It's all topsy-turvy. Pure chaos from both sides now. A 3v2 advantage Heretics. No plant down yet. Weapons now recovered. They're back in business. But something has something to say. Miniboo isolated away towards A main. And now the plant committed.
This is where you need to see all of that pressure being applied.
Oh, the Benji. The safe pair of hands for Heretics, holding on now as Batman, the last one to stand. Great pickup here. Find the final two. Not gonna happen. Heretics maintaining dominance on the half.
Incredible performance from them. Great idea of how PaperX were going to play. Great combos towards the end. Good utilization of ultimates. Fast pops. They can be very happy about this opening. And usually we'd be talking about PaperX being down and out, but they did recover a 4-8 half against G2 just recently. So maybe it's still possible.
It certainly could be. I believe we have a treat as Lou will be standing by with one of the PaperX family members in the audience here. Everyone turning up now. You don't want to miss this.
Nice! Let's go, guys! Nice!
Et la famille est à l'honneur côté PaperX aujourd'hui for our last day at Les Arènes. I'm pleased to welcome Pearl, Jing's mom that you already know, and Hannah, who is Forsaken's auntie. First of all, thank you for joining me, ladies. And the first question I wanted to ask you, Hannah, is that, you know, your son is known in the whole world, right? But he's not the only one who's very good at Valorant. We also have his brother Kevin, ex-Caret, and also Jojo. So what's the secret to such a successful family?
The secret is only praise.
Only praise and family support, is that?
Yes.
Ok, mainly, du coup, première question, c'est quoi le secret pour avoir une famille si pleine de succès? On sait, il y a Forsaken, il y a aussi son frère, X-Curate et aussi Jojo, donc c'est quoi le secret des prières et du soutien familial? And Pearl, you were my first interview here at Champions Paris, and some things have happened, you know, since that, especially the photo incident. So can you tell us about it, and can you give us tips to take the best pictures of your son?
Actually, my son is quite photogenic. Any angle is good, but maybe he needs to do more skincare routine. Yeah, he doesn't do any, only cleanser. I have to keep nagging at him to use toner, moisturizer, but he doesn't use all those.
So you're his skincare routine advisor, but he doesn't do it.
Maybe follow me for more skincare tips.
Suivez-la pour plus de tips en termes de skincare. C'est quoi les tips pour prendre ton fils en photo? Parce qu'on a vu qu'elle n'était pas satisfaite d'une photo qui avait été prise de son fils. Eh ben, il est photogénique, mais il ne fait pas assez sa routine pour la peau. Donc voilà, suivez-moi si vous voulez des tips. Thank you so much for joining me, ladies. And we're gonna see if PaperX can show a better face on Ascent right now.
Have you been cleansed, toning, and moisturizing? People need to know.
Yeah, well, I didn't wash my upper lip for a while, and this thing grew on it, so...
Shocking.
Yeah,
shocking scenes.
I actually think that the response from Forsaken's auntie is an important one to her, where she said that the key is praise, right? It's positive reinforcement. I think that's the case here when you're in a team environment, too. If you want to build up momentum and you want to try to recover spirits, PaperX down 4-8 here. It's about finding anything in any round that deserves credit and praise to build up your teammates.
So you need like a Zelsis.
Yeah. And I think for PaperX it can be Forsaken when he has a big moment and pops off.
Okay, we go back into the second half. 4 rounds were claimed by PaperX. It was a quiet beginning, but at the end they certainly look much stronger. On the other side, Heretics, though, staking a good start to this. 8 rounds is a lot to sit on here.
We know what the B exec looks like for PaperX. Jing on top of the box, ready to wall up.
If we do, you got to hope the Heretics do as well. But the blind is great there, actually, forcing them away slightly, and they seem very prepared for that wall. They're not getting the same sort of start here for PaperX, looking for opportunities that aren't being given.
Yeah, well, they realized that there was a 4-player stack on the site, so now they've got to bail away, but they didn't leave anybody as a lurker elsewhere. So now there's a mad scramble over towards Cat. You just hope you don't lose someone to Wu on the cross.
Okay, Wu gets a couple of tags, but nothing to really write home about. Something trying to stick around, but...
Are they going back? Are they going back into Devi's insert? They can hear these footsteps of the mad over-rotate from Team Heretics. Devi has space.
Back and forth we go. There is still util in the way and a chance to be made for Wu again. How many times does he get this fight? He still loses. Forsaken, Jing, bounding in. Man, for Heretics, they thought they were in the right place at the right time. There's a whole pack of players for PaperX. Just prowling around the map, looking for anyone to take a fight.
How Forsaken gets value like that from the jumping right clicks over and over again.
10 seconds
It reminds
left.
me of them playing Corrode against G2. Now in a 4v2, Boo and Benji with it all to recover.
Cover going out.
Sheriff with Boo. No paranoia though, just the smoke.
He's been hitting.
He has been. He's been sharp today. The close double stack. Looks very good to hold. Jing and Devi, really great work there, but absolute chaos across the map.
Yeah, excellent cancel call though, once they realized that Heretics were anticipating the B-pop. And like you said, if we know what they're doing, Heretics are also going to know what PaperX's B exec looks like. But when Jing took a little bit of damage and they realized there was 4 players there, scuttle over, leave Devi in B main, go back to him afterwards.
Guys, thank you. Thank you for listening, thank you.
So that sounds like it was Devi's call to send it back into B. You need that distributed IGL network to support Forsaken.
But also, I love the fact we're talking about praise there. It's there for PaperX, right? Just say, thank you for listening. Thank you for being on board with that call.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, nice to see. And at this point, you're going to look at the purchase coming through for Heretics. It's very weak. Obviously, just that Sheriff. And on the other side, pretty well rounded. Only going to be Devi and Patman down on the pistols. Everyone else sitting relatively well.
Like I said, PaperX did actually manage to recover a 4-8 half with the sides the same way. They got the 4 on the defense side. And then they ended up getting 9 rounds on their attack against G2 here. So it's possible, especially when PaperX get into their flow state and barrel you over. This round, Patman pulling attention towards B, which is the gamble. And PaperX are looking to end on an MTA site. So shouldn't be too many problems here.
This looks quite clear-cut. Good reads from PaperX so far. Good approaches. Heretics taking a couple of gambles. Don't mind it. Might as well try and make something happen. I want to see if PaperX can keep this nice and clear-cut, build up those finances. And something, of Forsaken certainly doing. That is Boo to answer back, but by now it is a PaperX shutdown. Clear, simple stuff, and something getting involved, building that ult up nice and early.
I love the way that Devi uses his Vice Flash in spots like that. He saves it as a post-plant flash, puts it on a back wall, and then as the retakers are coming in, it doesn't matter what map it is, bang, it pops, and you can just fight with it all together. He gets so much value out of this pick. But here's the round to decide whether PaperX can start applying serious pressure to Heretics. Woot with only a judge to work with. We're talking on the desk about who's going to pick up the op. Is it Miniboo? Is it Woot? Well, at the moment, they just don't have the finances for it.
Waiting with bated breath here, really. Miniboo. Thought about a glimmer or a glance down middle, but thought against it. Already early work to clear out the utility. PaperX making no subtlety about this. It is their bonus. Well invested, however.
PaperX on the defense were trying really heavy to get information towards A main and B main. And that's why you see them on the attack side trying to push those opposition rivalry players out of these spots. At the moment, Boo's still with some good info, but it looks like he might get challenged early.
Who's traditionally quite good at this sort of position. Very nice at kind of calling when to sit back a little bit deeper, when to fall off this, when to challenge on that space.
Yeah,
Going to go in.
He has been pushed off. It's a good re-smoke. They are missing flashes. None available here for something.
That's pretty rough for him now. They're going to be playing at the back of the site, though. Top right box, Paranoia goes in, and Heretics playing a little bit disconnected from sight, but respecting the smokes. I want to look at Woot. If he does decide to go for something naughty, he does. And there's the counter swing as well. Woo does that well, but it's Jing to ping Miniboo right to the back of the site, so they've given themselves a path forward, but it doesn't feel secure.
Left.
Well, PaperX are just going to try to take fights now. You're in a 3v4. Get the plant down and see... Oh my god, the reposition from something. Well, he's gone all the way over to Cat. What a risk. Pays off.
Yeah, he lives for these moments. Heretics got to be calm under pressure here. Even in a disadvantage numerically, PaperX feel like they have a bit of an upper hand, right? This feels scary now as that time begins to tick. They got to make a move, but mostly passing through Heaven, kind of isolating and kind of denying something a trade forward. But Woot just bounds in, barrels in. Something now can be shut out of the round here. Door can be shut in his face. What are you meant to do? Nothing. Heretics. By hook or by crook, pathing incorrectly there, avoiding the trap, something being disconnected.
It's a bold play to go for in the end. Players on site can't hold on against Woot. It's a really nice play to punish Forsaken, anticipating he's going to teleport into the hardest spot. And then clearing Jenny with the judges, really nice. And the dash across to get info, close the door. A great round to stabilize things here for Heretics. They still don't have an op online, but they'll start getting their feet under them economically. And put the pressure back on the attackers. Yeah.
Something still 2 away from ult, 1 from Forsaken. It's not exactly the most imperative, but let's see how it looks now. It's pacey, something. Oh, there he is! I said, just those glimpses of what this man can do every now and then, but a fast fight found towards Miniboot. Each space gained. He's applying more pressure.
Nice usage of the clone there, trying to take a fight forwards. And Woot jiggles, sees Forsaken. Both players giving a little bit of respect. Woot actually with the confidence to get back on the angle with the one-way. So it's still gaining a lot of info for his team here. He's actually over pushing this maybe even.
But does PaperX even consider that? Absolutely not. Forsaken none the wiser until now. And he loses out. Woot does very well there. Almost playing too far ahead, but it's going to get them something. But look at something's positioning then. Talk about unorthodox. Scaling through CT, but a good trade. Boo's still going to do damage, but PaperX taking the back roads towards the site. The support's on the way, but it's still going to be Woot isolated and alone. He has to stay alive. And for PaperX, they'd love to get him out of that position.
Yeah, Divide can't challenge this alone though, surely. He does and he wins it.
I can't believe he's gone for that. And there's that post-plant flash you were complimenting before. Benji looking sharp on the pickup, bending Jing, he knows. The Batman's here as well! And they've got to know where Divide was. But a 1v2, Divide always capable, always dangerous! Divide with a Red Bull clutch! Reminding you exactly what PaperX can do.
What a round from Divide. He takes a solo challenge in against Woot. If he loses that, that's the round gone.
It's wraps.
And Benji is the weak player. He swings out and picks off Rians with a perfect headshot. An immaculate round played. Relief. And maybe even a tinge of frustration actually there, despite the round one. But it keeps PaperX in the game.
But they needed that. We talk about it, right? How many times will they get bailed out by a multi-kill, some confidence, some flair? The PaperX way working in this round to keep that gap from extending too far.
And now you see the Yoru ult available.
Time to jump.
I think a lot of it might come down to tight spacing. You've got an opportunity here to combo it with the Paranoia if you fake a B-split and then go back over towards Cat. We'll see what Forsaken's got in mind.
Miniboot. You are outnumbered out there. You spot some of the util being placed. So a touch of awareness. But it's something still posted up towards Pizza, so it's certainly not an easy challenge. And you can see Heretics respecting this. They don't fancy it at all, right? Sitting deeper towards side, not even playing from switch.
Time to jump.
Here comes that ultimate. Where's it headed? Looking to try to put pressure onto those B anchors.
I've never seen a team exploit mid this much, right? This deep as well. Look at Depinsa towards that B side. TP gets taken, he wants to take it towards that back B. But still, there's losses on the way. This isn't comfortable. Something they want to find Miniboo, but they did lose out on Jing.
They've walled themselves off from being able to go back into the A site now. Can they go Cat maybe? But then you'd have to go through Woot.
Oh, that's how you go through him apparently. With surgical precision from something. And now he wants to catch the rotates, keep them locked in here. They've manipulated the map so well. The spike on the way and something's still firing. These are the glimpses, this is the team that strikes fear into your heart. PaperX looking back to business. But the way they're getting to these sites, man, is wild.
It's crazy. Most teams there, and you saw it from Heretics in their attack side, are going to have a game plan off barrier drop to just Yoruwalt, try to take some space, set up a really common play with it. Instead, something's trying to take a challenge, a 1v1, with ult in hand over towards Market, and then they go through into spawn and wall off. I mean, it's unusual pathing. Maybe it's something that Alex and Mini have cooked up specifically for those dangerous rounds, because as a defender, that is not something you're anticipating.
Right here.
You're ready for the more common ideas. That is such a weird one-way. What on earth is that from Boo?
I don't know.
I mean, it's one that you could imagine them fighting, but you're looking at it and your alarm bells are going off.
Surely they think something's a bit weird.
All right, well, that's a more common one.
This is where it gets tough. Boo really wants in on this fight, but Boo already had to back away, unable to synergize on this.
He has been a hero already in big rounds for Team Heretics.
Here.
And he's the only player that's really got any danger. PaperX know he's here. Some of the rounds where PaperX have been punished in these anti-ecos is because they cut Noise re-hit into a stack. And it does look like that's what Forsaken might be calling for them to do again. I'm not saying it's a high chance, but Woot will be given a chance.
Almost mirrored on both sides. The Aldrun, I don't think, going to really crest through and see too much. As PaperX continue like this. Heretics just holding the firing squad ready on the other side. Smoked off for now. Flash comes in and they scurry. They try and vanish for just a moment, but something they can find. Re-ends! Where did you just get that? Riz comes in, it's emergency. Call the cavalry, call the support. Patman barrels in, he wants some. Leaving just Woot alive now, 1v2, 2 bullets. He's seen him. Jing spotted, 13 seconds. Woot's still alive here, but Jing, known for these miracles, brings Woot down to size. He's going for the plant. This is outrageous from Woot. Massive impact. You said he's a danger. He absolutely is.
That is an unbelievably good round from Woot. And Rian's also being able to pick off a couple.
How did you get this?
Oh my god, it's a Kalat in A main. That's disgusting. I think Alex and Mini will be horrified at the call, though, to go back into a full stack like that. You see the frustration there on Alex's face. It is something the PaperX frequently go for, and they offered a chance where there was no need for one. And now Miniboo gets op in hand, looking towards mid. And they're challenging Woot again out here.
This time he wants to stand his ground, though. Does the
Paranoia.
dash. And will take a step away. But an early fight found. And they've been able to control the space, but the PaperX having a look at the other side now.
If something's able to pick up an ult orb in B main, you've got another really good combo that you can run. This could be the round where you go back to that B exec.
They're going for Device? No.
This round seems like it should be about the Sovers. Can Riens get a good defensive ultimate off before Patman can get in?
Well, here we go. The Kings of Chaos are on the way, and they've got themselves a good opportunity on this. There's the combination of the ult coming in as well. That's going to put them under pressure. Forsaken flies in. It's something to get the reward of the kill, but Benji, still alive, gets his gun back out, but the site is cleared. This is magic from PaperX. Hold on, Woot. Not again, right? For PaperX, they batten down the hatches. They don't let this happen. PaperX. Lovely adaptation on the fly. Investing in Device ult, and it works exceptionally well.
Yeah, much better decision actually than going for the Yoru ult. That one really worked a treat. And they pinned Riens into sight. You see the amount of pressure that this guy's under. When he's in a great position to anchor, it's normally on the other side of the site, back in a comfortable position, taking shots one after another over towards lane. In this round, I would have liked to see him sat back more towards spawn to get value out of the Sova ultimate. But that round, well put together, well thought out, and PaperX, despite losing on an anti-eco, keep this momentum going, keep the train running, and they've knocked Heretics down again onto a light buy.
Yeah, and curiously enough, PaperX timeout as well.
That is strange. And maybe it's because they had such a disaster just a couple rounds ago on an anti-eco situation, but burning your last timeout when you're at 9-10, and you haven't even secured tying the game up yet, never mind finding the edge to get you into the lead. It's an odd one.
Yeah, it is strange. Heretics obviously now with a chance to check in too.
Yeah. Sometimes in these positions, it might just be something within the comms, something mental perhaps. Hard for us to judge on the outside if it isn't tactical.
9-10. Occasional glimmers here from Heretics, and it was getting away with murder pretty much on that one round. We saw it there, round 18. Beyond that, this has been PaperX step by step in this back through, right? They've actually tied this scoreline up near on here. One more round. What am I seeing in middle? Just, okay, 4-man stack. And it works, at least for one. And then look at the damage on Forsaken. Luckily, Jing's still alive. He's going to be able to hand off the heal.
It's a really
start.
Yeah, it's a really nice eco idea. It's putting the Marshal with the Sheriff so you can get a body shot and just wipe a player out immediately. It's a Marshal Sheriff that took down something, and now it's swapped hands over to Benji Fishy, but the whole of the B site now Forsaken.
Yeah, this is
Play
nice.
the rest of his team in.
Still feels dangerous, but they should be able to find stability here. Chip, though, getting curious, has the door in his way, but the plant should be now in, so the time will be on PaperX's side, but everyone's going to be locked into this side.
Just about hitting shots at this point for Heretics if they want a chance in the round. Boo goes and recovers a Vandal. And I'd want to give that over to Woot. Woot has been electric.
I'm with you on that, and it looks like he might be. He gets the chance to. Devi is ice trained on this, so if they go too far, that barrel may show. There it is, just a pixel out of place. And PaperX holding this down. No opportunities given. A little danger at the start, but it's been quelled swiftly as discipline kicks into effect. PaperX bringing us back to 10 apiece, showing this grit and determination they certainly have in droves.
In terms of feeling confident, there's nothing better than a comeback to get your mental in a good position. The pressure is now on Heretics, and you might think the PaperX of the team are more risk of a mental collapse, because you just saw it yesterday, choking that 9-1 lead against Fnatic, losing 12 rounds in a row. But remember that Heretics themselves are defined by their incredibly coin-flippy gameplay, and those losses in big grand final spots. They'll have to rally, and Woot now picks up the off.
PaperX starting to feel like themselves again, look like themselves again. All here for something. See this commitment now. Trailing in towards the A site. Now, Curiosity peeking. Ooh, speaking of peeking, almost too many targets in middle. So Woot's going to be the one to draw blood first.
There's a great advantage of playing the double duelist. Can they get another punish onto Patman?
This time it's a little bit more isolated for Woot, though. He's in a bit of trouble, and something going to compound that. They've come back for the fight.
Oh, what a bad decision from Patman there. I don't know why he takes that engagement.
It felt like desperation, but they're the ones who brought this back to 10 apiece. Great combination on the ults there. Jing is in trouble. A 1v4 required. Playing towards heaven. He's got all 4 players coming his way. Owl drone thrown into the mix. He can't stand as Heretics, given the fights they wanted in middle. I'm surprised PaperX fell into that trap.
Yeah, I think obviously with something trying to bail Patman out at the beginning, that all makes sense. And then Patman re-swings to try to take an engagement here. Goes super deep out onto Catwalk. You're hoping that he could just catch people off guard, but like you said, that plays completely into Heretics' hands. The double duelist comp on defense wants to fight in mid, wants to lean on the incredible rifling.
And just for clarification's sake, that last time out, it was Heretics. We were sitting there going, there's no way. Well, it wasn't. It was Heretics trying to get themselves back on the right page, because look, you can see that timeline. Bits and pieces, 3 rounds this half, but they're still just in the lead. A quick reminder for PaperX to keep that mental fortitude in the right place, and for Heretics that it's not over yet. A slow and steady march back for PaperX, though. Woot looking to try and be confident here.
Both duelists holding hands deep, making it feel possibly like there's only one of them there. Miniboo, as he leaves, inserts Woot in position with the op.
Woot might get a challenge on this. They're coming back around. The one-man stand against 5. Ult gonna come through. He is alone. He gets revealed. He has to fall off this now. He tried to stick around as late as he could, but it looks like the flood's coming nevertheless. PaperX at the door. Oh! And Rien sends him away. Stunning shot, but something still headstrong in approach. But there's the burst from Forsaken. Battering down 2.
That is such a sick TP play from Forsaken, and it's still a 3v3. Woot could do damage here. PaperX have taken a pause, trying to be disciplined, trying to bait Boo into a fight. Woot could be a legend here if he's able to pull it off with the op and the knives.
But he needs his team to keep them funneling towards him near on, get that support right, but they want to fight on CT. The right choice made as Forsaken wanting to get 5. They've got a great idea where Woot is, and they're leaving him stalking the final prey. Can Woot survive? He cannot under the pressure. Forsaken, 5 kills, tying up the scoreline.
He's got incredible aim, but what always impresses me about Forsaken is the creativity with what you see him do. How is he here? Look at that! He's in such an aggro spot. Throws a smoke that blooms out on market, gets the TP into it. God, that is stress on the face of something.
Calm comms, man. Calm comms.
But Forsaken with an ace to get up close to the top of the scoreboard. Something's having a good game individually.
This is tense stuff, and Heretics trying to find any means to stay alive here. The plan's been seen, though. Woot gonna be left alone. Doesn't bail out, and PaperX push forward. Head first here. Boo standing in their way, but only with a classic. It ain't much to try and stick around with. Gives them a passing bit of damage, but it's really in the arms of Woot to do something about it, and the door is shut on him. PaperX, I don't know how they pulled this one back, but they certainly have. It's looking like 12 to be carved for the board. A clean fight found for Miniboo, though, but down on 5 HP now. No trade, but still barely breathing.
This is where you're looking for PaperX not to overheat. And Woot, if he can, will try to drag Heretics through with his Blade Storm. Again.
How much can one man do? We saw it in the hands of Forsaken just last round, but Woot needs to kindle some of that magic himself. There's that flash. Gonna connect, but Woot, the first man in, finds a man, drops him, looks for the form, can't do it! PaperX pushing up to 12 after a disastrous first half, have recovered and then some here.
That's the grit, that's the mental game that you need to see coming out from them. Brushing off. The greatest players always have short memories when it comes to matches.
It's true.
You can't allow yesterday's match, even the previous map, to affect how you're playing the moment in front of you. Heretics, though, back with rifles in hand. No ults to speak of, particularly, and Divide one away from a Steel Garden, so pressure is going to be massive here for the EMEA squad.
Back to business for Woot, living life under heavy scrutiny, but will back off from this, but it looks like PaperX want to scale fast.
Wait. A lot of noise. Divide offered a kill. Playing off a cam, perhaps. Rien's trying to take the angle.
Oh! How's he got 2?
That's ridiculous.
And now, options are plenty for PaperX. This is their canvas to paint it how they want.
But Divide falling, that was the big ultimate that PaperX had to work with. So he does a great job of being able to pick up 2, don't get me wrong. But now, they might just have to try to take guns out against Benji Fishy. He is weak, 45 health, and all of the responsibility on this side of the map. He must be a hero.
He's done it before, but this has not been one of his highlight games. There's a lot, and that is a quick death. Maybe a blessing at this point. But PaperX doing everything necessary, over deliveries by Divide, but we'll take it when you get it. Boo and Woot, no option but to fight forward now.
Trying to put the finishing touches on a round here in a 4v2.
So close. Woot, a great performance, but great may not be enough against this team. PaperX looking to right their wrongs from that previous series. To get that mental, to get that confidence, to get that danger and fire back again. But Woot steps in, bold with the first, but he can't follow up, so now Boo with all to do. 2 players at the time is running low. He knows his options are limited, but he's going down swinging. 2 bullets and a prayer is not enough today. Map 1 is Paper Rex.
An exact replica of Paper Rex's victory on Ascent against G2. A 4-8 half and then a monstrous comeback on the attack side. They are so good in these spots.
Doing for my family, they fly off today. They coming today, is it? My family as well, dude. Dude, my mom came. My mom booked to the finals also.
I don't want to be tour guide for the next 6 days, boys. I don't want to be a tour guide.
I haven't seen the Eiffel Tower yet, so we need to win.
Dude, you are living 1 hour from Paris, bro. Anytime. You...
Hey, shush.
Got the new iPhone 17 Pro and Verizon picked up the tab.
No way.
That's me. Handsome and hilarious. It's a rare combo.
New and existing customers can get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us on the best 5G network.
I mean, where else would I get it, right?
An update is required. Financial system updating. System updated.
We will dance to get.
The future of money is here. Feels good.
Esports World Cup, where we are starting off with Valorant.
If you want to win, you have to win against the best.
So looking for revenge.
There's the shorty, and LBM goes crazy!
They've all battled through the pressure and expectation. Heretics have come back all the way!
Finally, everyone! Finally!
here with Coach Alex of PaperX. Alex, we saw Team Heretics having a hot start in the beginning, but you guys really managed to sustain the effort and the energy that was needed to close this out. So finding peace in chaos, how has that become part of your identity, especially after yesterday?
I mean, it's been a bit difficult. We had long talks yesterday about how to do this better. I still think that we are very, very nervous, but I think with the first match out of the way, I think it should be a lot better.
How are you feeling?
I'm nervous.
Okay, but good luck, ease up, relax, and best of luck.
Real from Coach Alex of PaperX there. I totally understand. Welcome back, everyone. Now, if you were watching the first half and you were like, oh, wow, the Heretics looking, pretty good. You got up for a second, maybe did what I did, went to the bathroom for a moment,
and you
right?
missed out.
And then, out of nowhere, you started to see PaperX just inch by inch getting back into this game. And Bea, it felt like this was Heretics' game to win, but PaperX said, nah, not today.
They started off so strong, such a good lead, an 8-4 half starting from the attack. We can see that in the numbers here, Wood having such a day, and then PaperX just remembered something that Alex was saying in the press conference of them not seeing that they have the agency to go for the sick plays. PaperX remembered that they can actually do that.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned some sick plays, because that brings us to our HyperX Reflex moment, because Devi doing what Devi does best, Brent. We talked about this in the pre-show, and this is exactly why you want this dude on your team in these pivotal moments.
This is a crazy round because he takes a solo fight, which he could have lost. Woot had full main control trying to take this fight. Then he's left in a 1v2 clutch towards the end. ISOs the fights perfectly. It took Herculean efforts across the board from almost everybody on PaperX. It started with the first round on the board from Patman. Devi was putting up numbers, Forsaken as well. You can pick your poison with the amount of clips they were giving us to put for our HyperX Reflex moment, but Devi, as the deliverer in a round like this, pivotal.
The Forsaken Ace, yeah, we could have used a lot of them. To me, it's also the use in the recon might have been good against any other type of players, but for PaperX, you just tell them where you are and he will go and shoot.
Now they could just see you shoot, you shoot them faster. You know what I mean? Like, it's absolutely wild stuff that we see from PaperX as they manage to claw their way back into the game and take map 1. But now that sets the stage for map 2. Let's see what's going on over in the Heretics camp.
Jen here with Nilzinho of Team Heretics. Really just urgency for mental fortitude. How much did you guys talk about that after map 1?
Yeah, quite a lot. Again, I think for us, we had good mental. We just chose to take the wrong fights at the wrong time, basically. I want them to be confident. I want the boys to be confident, but against a team like PaperX, if you give them 3 kills, which we did on the second half, they punished us. So that's the goal going into the next game. I think we played really well in the first half. We need to do the same again and just kind of tighten up and, have good, strong mental and try to play together as a team.
If you don't mind me asking, was it harder to regroup for you guys because it was so close?
Nah, not really. A loss is a loss, so it's what it is. We move on. We took the positives from that game because there was a lot of positives. So we just focus on that for the next match.
Thank you and best of luck.
Thank you.
And he's right, there were a lot of positives from that match. It just did not correlate toward the end of the map there where PaperX found those critical rounds. But if you want to talk about some positives for Heretics, we're going to Bind. And even though this is going to be a choice for PaperX, let's not forget that this was the map, Brent, where we saw Heretics really show some dominance in that closeout victory against Giant X.
Yeah, they chopped it up with their comp too. I mean, they're running the kind of DRX style of play with this Euro and the Waylay. I'm curious to see if they do continue with it. Looks like they are as well, just hovering over it, because I want to see as well with more reps what this team can do. It looked a bit disjointed. I think Nilzinho hit the nail on the head in terms of them giving away too many free kills, not having players in position to perhaps trade it. This comp really tests your ability to play tightly together, making sure you're playing off the kind of ping-pong approach of the Euro and the Waylay when you're going in. You're going to see this. They're starting their attack side too, so we're literally going to get a test immediately to see if they've learned and improved, because if they don't, it's their season, it's their year, it's done, it's finished.
I wonder what approach PaperX is going to take playing against this composition, because of course with them, it is them picking this Bind to be their home ground, and we saw some teams given the space, just playing for the retake. I feel like PaperX probably is the one that is going to go on the hunt mostly, maybe leaving space and being very quick on those flanks and on those rotations. I want to see how they face up against it, because I think that something did find a lot of form in that second half, and I really think he can keep up that momentum.
You look at these compositions and it screams aggression. There's opportunities abound for both squads to be really able to take it to their opponents if they're not careful. Heretics are going to look to get a little creative, Brent, with this Mosquito comp here, and it makes me wonder if whether or not PaperX is ready for it.
Yeah, and I think they are. They picked Vine for a reason. I think they saw something they liked, but this is it. Do or die. It's the final chapter potentially for Heretics. If they want to continue their story, it has to be here. It has to be now.
All right, let's find out if we can make it to map 3. Send it back over to your casters. Here's Pansy Inside Show.
And as Brent said, this could be the final chapter here, especially for Heretics. So time to put pen to paper and rewrite that story. An opportunity is in front of them. They have this comp to come in with. How do you think this fares up against PaperX? Is that preparation there? Do you think they're informed to take this 2-0?
When I saw Team Heretics play this comp most recently, and it was a fairly late adjustment for them, it didn't look as well executed, as disciplined. It didn't look like they'd put as much time into it. It's been a little while now, and they've got a match to go back and look over. Something they were doing a lot was Miniboo with his dash, throw a saturate, and refract. And that was supposed to set up, Woot or Rians or somebody like that for the kill. But it was like that was the main idea that they thought of, whereas you look like a team like DRX have so many different ideas with this comp. I think this is going to test the players, test their ability to come up with new ideas and be creative under pressure. And a lot of it's going to be, in my opinion, looking towards Miniboo. Because he did fall off a little bit in that second half on Ascent, went 2-12 on defense after having a really good attack side. So if you can pick himself up again here on the entry, maybe he can wipe away those thoughts of elimination. There are 3 players in spawn.
Yeah,
they are simply rotating off noise.
That's madness. Just waiting for the go signal, which is towards A. So actually worked out quite well, understanding maybe the simplicity of this composition. That early TP is in effect. They are surrounded on all fronts. Heretics walking into a massacre. PaperX, right place, right time, and absolutely landing everything. This is going to be a horrific wake-up call for Heretics. Again, the caliber so high here in Champions. You don't get rest. You don't get easy rounds.
It's just a perfect anticipation as well, isn't it, of exactly what Heretics were going for. If it was a B hit, you would have seen those 3 players in spawn go over towards where something was playing. Instead, something dives through the teleport and puts pressure on Heretics. Woot with it all to do. He's been fabulous, but you're never winning in that spot. You're just never winning. PaperX had 5 players ready to fight and a gate crash over to B if there was a pivot in the mid-round. There's util, there's spam. You just can't get
There's
through
no
this
way out. There's no way out.
Once you've been hard red like that, the pistol round is over. And it's a bad start. Bad start for a Heretics squad who are playing on their opponent's map pick. A map they're not great at, not super comfortable on. And it's for their champion's life.
Talk about understanding tendencies and kind of getting those sort of reads. Mini's watched Heretics a long time now as well. Very acutely aware of what's coming in, so maybe some of these little concepts we sat in the pocket there.
I think, too, this comp feels like an APAC comp. It
does.
feels like a Pacific comp. So I think that's an area as well where PaperX are perfectly happy playing against that kind of style. If it's all in, if it's not very much slow and defaulting and baiting them into overextending, they are great in defensive spots where they can just run at their opponent.
It's almost the PaperX plan, right? In a weird way at times. No one can do it quite as good as them. And look at this again, just another opportunity to go farming.
Spike down A.
Bloody hell, and this is how it goes. It's too early in the day to be witnessing stuff like this. It ain't past the watershed. PaperX, man. What are you doing to him?
That's the second round in a row that Heretics have tried to get out through showers. Just been met with a barrage of utility, so no go in that scenario. Heretics were actually focused a lot more on B execs when we last saw them play on Bind. So maybe just trying to mix things up early on and work off the fact that they think PaperX will have done some ante based on that last match result. But they've got to get on the board here. And it's dangerous weaponry. You see something with the Judge and the fights that Paper X take, I am always worried that they can get huge value out of picks like that.
There we go. A more standard start, right? Default out. Take your time.
But not actually going up B long. Or even using a Prowler to put pressure over there. The single haunt being used has pulled Pac-Man over in this direction. Weakened the A site slightly, but it's not like Team Heretics are putting presence too far forwards. Here comes a defensive Prowler, goes through Garden and over to try to check the spot that Benji's watching towards. And only now Heretics go for the creep up, contacting, trying to find a fight.
You can't ignore Hookah, right? Because that crossfire will kick into effect, even if it's the Judge there.
They can smoke it off, though. Boo's still with 3 to work with. And then Benji can go really late, but it's very dangerous.
Okay, now it's starting to split back across, looking like a 3-2. And the Curiosity killing Divide there, pretty much. Maybe wanting that information. As something has to play into the corner.
Oh,
no. No. This could be a disaster. And he's waited. He knew there was a fade nearby as well. It is another massacre again. Heretics can't get past any choke point at all. They are being strangled out of this game.
That's an incredible blunder from the most consistent player on Heretics. Rienz will be kicking himself that he didn't put the Prowler into the corner properly there. That's the whole purpose of that piece of utility. And something with great patience. You know, Alex was saying that they are nervous out there. But he doesn't look it. He looks composed in a spot like that. It's a rare mistake, but a devastating one.
And something even Len Rienz know, right? Standing up, telling him. That could shake a lesser player. And Heretics feeling iced out here, right? You've not had a glance in. It feels like they haven't even been able to get towards the sites particularly. Locked off by Shower. Locked off here toward B. And something time to take strides here. A show of dominance. An outstay is welcome, but has to be cautious. Still a threat to be found, even in this round. Stingers, Sheriffs, looking for an opportunity and a body to drop. They've got it. Lovely clear. Finally, Heretics looking like there's a fire underneath them.
Throwing caution to the wind there. Miniboo jumps into his own snake bite, lucky not to get punished. Somehow, in the chaos, coming away with 2. Paper X not ready for that.
Batman's here pretty quick, though. He's going to be watched on the drop down by Wood if he does go for it. Trying to send out the C's. Doesn't quite get a catch. Still a lot of players dedicated towards site itself. The Prowler, the Horn, all coming through. So Paper X feeling like they're getting closer, but they still got so many bodies to try and play this through with Jing. Flies in. It's fantastic, but Heretics still holding on. The back line holding this time, turning the MasterCard Thrifty in their favor.
They needed a round like that. And I think they did just throw caution to the wind.
Yes.
The way even that Rienz peeked over towards Fountain was almost like he wanted redemption for the mistake that he made in the prior. He just swung it with a Sheriff, desperate to try to take a fight. And like I said, it's a bit weird the way that they even engage there. They throw the smokes for frontside control. Miniboo goes diving backwards, but they're on a different page in terms of how they want to take the fight. And it still just works out because they're brave about it. Because they hold W against the kings of W Gaming. And something's got his operator in this spot. The Prowler broken.
He's still going to be present on the site. Has to fall back a little, but not a lot. New line gathered and a new body to be dropped. Takes away Boo from the equation. Smoke's now limited, if not none. This is a problem to be had. 3 players locked in towards long. A pop flash to go for it, and they fancy a look. They fancy a chance. And Divide just bullying. Paper X suddenly looking lethal as ever.
Don't stop.
The util to be able to set that up is also remarkably good.
Super sick.
It's Divide who's on the cutting edge of it, but there's a flash haunt combo, I believe, up over the top. That is just perfect for them.
Oh.
C's on top too. Double assists off the back of Divide's 2K. And they stuff Heretics over towards the teleport. Jing was itching to go through the sand crunch with his showstopper too, but he saves it.
There.
3 rifles for Heretics to try to make something happen in this round.
A little bit worried. The Heretics are just going through the motions here, man. This looks a little bit lackluster still.
Well, they've got great opportunities here. You know, Rians can take away the audio cues, and Wu can spring out with a shorty. But no, Forsaken just sprays down 2 of them.
He will not be moved. Wherever you go, there is a brick wall of defense. Get your 5. The crowd calls for it, and Forsaken will not get it this time. Benji putting up numbers as best he could. But this is 5-1, and Heretics looking shut out.
Forsaken loves taking those aggressive fights over towards short. And he's just putting in a little bit of spam, anticipating that they were going to go for a short pop, and he's so right. Look at it from his perspective. Oh, he's just gifted those 2. On the most common line that you would spam down, finds the perfect timing, and Heretics run into the bullets. I think the only advantage there, the only silver lining for Heretics, is that they didn't burn those big ultimates. They were about to set up, I think, for a Fade Ult Euro Ult combo, and they still have that to be able to work with in the next, but they need a round on the board. Stat.
God, to say the least.
It's the exact mirror image of map 1, right? It's the other team getting out to a hot start, and we're asking the same kind of questions. Both of these squads known for having that negative voice in the back of your head. See the body language here from Minibu, a player under quite a bit of stress, but can you answer back? Can you step up? Can you still be brave and find those moments, not let your champion's run disappear in the lower bracket?
Scary factor, isn't it? Big time out here for the boys to be checked in on. You can see Weber and Niels both trying to have a chat there, get them back in the right place. Again, pressure like this, some focus, some fold. The factor is you only ever find out in games like this. 5-1 though. Paper X showing sparks of exactly why they're such a scary side. For Heretics, it has to start now.
Their ult play execution was really nice on the attack side of Ascent, Heretics. They got a huge amount to work with here.
Oh my god! Speak about confidence, he flies off the rip. Patman wanted to be involved in this, but now it's just ults on, ults on, ults, and Patman, can you live? Can you survive? No. Dead and buried in the site, looking open, looking available. Investing those ults correctly here. Trying to take that space towards backside.
Divide goes for a peek, what a timing!
Oh, and a follow-up! No way are they getting away with this one! Boo trying to hold things together! It's just pure chaos!
What an insane teleport!
He's still here. Something still around, and Heretics none the wiser. They do not know where something is. You can see the hesitation, the caution. And he waits for just a moment. Pausing, letting that moment stew, and the information now is there. Something. Oh! You almost felt it line up. But Boo staying alive, but Jesus, did that take everything.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, Heretics relying on the ult plays to be able to get themselves into a situation, and the Paper X do the most Paper X stuff of all time. Trying to fight instantly to disrupt, and then taking timings through smokes. Divide just finds the best timing he possibly could there. And Something tries to TP into his own team's Brim ult. See if he can find a 1v2. That's a sick round to watch. But crucially, it's the footing, the toehold that Heretics need to keep the game competitive.
But it's a climb, and they are not stepping down yet. Something goes finding further, but Boo, again, backbone here.
Yeah, he's been rock solid when his teams needed him, actually, across both maps. He's not putting up the biggest numbers, but he's been important for them when it's mattered.
Absolutely key.
Paper X have locked off short, so it's going to be much more difficult to head in that direction. Still fade ults on both sides. Patman taking a look quite passively, actually, at the moment over towards B long, but still with full fade utility to work with. Not really anticipating Heretics, perhaps, contacting up, but he's holding.
Oh, it's a fine angle, isn't it?
It's a reaction test.
Prowler. Forcing him off the slightly deeper line. Step back. Falls in for the crossfire. Has to win the 1v1. Forsaken's got his back. Great reveal. Now can he handle the flood coming his way? He's up for the test on the first. Passes were flying close, but swarmed in the end. And a consideration of the ult, but they feel that maybe they could go for something better. There it is, Benji. Going for the optimal if he could with a spray. It's not bad from Jing, but unconfirmed. There's Devi in all of this. Jing trying to keep all of that attention. Devi does get handled again. You talk about critical kills. Boo is doing this again, finding these key ones that basically swing the round, almost bookending this. As it looks like Jing's options are here to save.
And Heretics are finding more value now over towards B. We saw them go for those kind of showers pushes earlier on, but the default into the B finish has been the thing that's now working for them.
Yeah.
Starting to run out of these massive ultimates, though, that have been crucial to getting the rounds on the board. Jing, can he keep an op online? I think he'll be able to save this one easily over towards Cave.
Oh, but you talk about necessity for Heretics. These couple of rounds have felt hard fought for too.
They definitely have. The entry's in. I'm interested as to how Forsaken even gets this opening kill. Oh, he's playing out in front of the smoke, so he knows that Hookah's going to get smoked off and steps out onto the box, yeah. He's so good at playing around those kind of situations, but he still gets caught in the midst of it all. It took everything, though.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, you're utilizing...
You're cycling ults, man.
Yeah, basically every ult available. And so now, as things get a little drier, a little more even, maybe favor back in PaperX's side.
Something still hunting with these early impact kills, but he's got that deep line to sit on. They can play off that if they fancy. Even the Haunt to be added in for good measure.
Throwing out his clone and putting it through the doors over towards the teleport. Again, PaperX here, now that they're on the deep B line, they're getting the stack in the right place over towards A. They're worried. They are worried about showers. That clone making a lot of noise over there.
I'm worried about Jing. That position, you feel he's good for a few, potentially.
Notice how nobody is really taking space in short because you're concerned too about Forsaken spamming and just getting a couple freebies.
Well, that's a sign of presence. 3-2 split, perhaps. So cautious here, Heretics. Don't really have that get out of jail free card with any of these ults. Still have Brienne's, but that's about all they've got here. Aggression noted towards Shower. Horn goes in, his commitment time, and it's Batman today! Who's getting the double? Who's getting the triple? PaperX, always right place, right time! And Heretics look stumped for an answer.
That 4K from Batman comes out of nowhere, man. What an insane defensive setup. Team Heretics were so cautious and so patient getting themselves into position. He gets Woot in the midst of that. That's mad. Woot already had a TP set up towards default.
And it's scarier when they're having fun. I know that sounds silly, but it's, okay, there's no weight on their shoulders now. They've got that first map behind them. They've got a bit of comfort in that. They're playing well together. This feels dangerous if you're Heretics. Hell, you only had to look at the scoreline to know that, but again, the tension looking like it's been relieved from PaperX now. Forsaken did do nasty business down here before, just on the preemptive corners, but he's been hunted. He's been caught this time. Dealt with Jing. Unchecked on. Oh, he still does so much damage. Taken away too. 3v3.
But those are guns given away and an opportunity now for Heretics to reset. They've got an open B side, but they could just slow the tempo down. Something goes diving in and dies the mini boo. That's another opportunity given, and Heretics really can now slow down that pace. You don't need to barrel forwards. You just ease up the tempo and make Patman and Device sweat and worry that you've lurked your way in. Really nicely called tempo shift there from Boo. After a good double dive with the duelists, I was worried in the previous exec that they just walked out showers again. This time, taking that space down short and jumping on top of Forsaken very quickly.
Shut him out as fast as possible. Did get worried that Jing was going to be getting more than he did, but he brought it back into a reasonable range. Again, you're looking at the shields here. It's only really Mini Boo who's got that light shield beside him, so Boo and Woot a bit vulnerable, and Divide gets the operator. Trying to work this one out here, and cresting this corner, he will have an opportunity. First, missed, and a chance and a new lease of life. Divide going back in for seconds, and Mini Boo's on the case. Batman couldn't quite make it there in time to complement that clear. And a 1v3 is a lot to demand. Especially in these positions, Heretics would be absolutely fumbling this if they let it drop. Batman trying to path toward an isolated player.
Probably anticipating the Boo's going to be playing off the molly back here somewhere. Instead, it is his younger brother, picking things up over towards Market.
Oh, he's being given nothing.
Yeah, that man got a 4K in the previous, but here doesn't even have an opportunity.
Really
Team
nicely
Heretics
called there from Heretics.
Yeah,
though.
Team Heretics comp is so much about the ideas that you bring. And I think that's one of the reasons why DRX have been so excellent with it on their attack sides, because they are a theory-based team. They come in with a lot of set plays. This is one of the first that looks great from Heretics, right? It's an eco-round idea where they jump on top of the Lamps player who's going to be playing that angle a bit more aggro. They're in with both duelists really quickly. Viper Wall separates off any crossfire that would be coming from Pocket. And then you can isolate Jing for another kill as well. If they bring this level of creativity and theory into their other execs, they might still be able to recover this half.
It's not over yet. We are asking them to operate at such a high level consistently, and the money's still here, and Jing still feeling aggressive. This time handled, but a trade out. Forsaken trying to just get away. Stim barely getting him at regular speed, but he does make it towards backside and safety. And a 1-for-1 trade out, but Patman is taking space.
And this is a very deep push. Trying to abuse the fact that Heretics are running these defaults over on the A side. Boo versus Patman.
Talked about critical kills, and Boo has had them in droves now. Handled again. Great find from him, very diligent, but it doesn't mean you still have access to the sites.
Don't like that walk up from Woot as well when you know that you've got space over towards B. Maybe he was going for that anyway.
Something's beating them to the rotation, though. He's in position. Fantastic find towards Benji. He doesn't even know how close he is to being another killer. Something, though, going to take the space with the shorty, play to that smoke, and the expectation is there from Heretics. Something keeping this space secure. The ult from above, Boo might just burn alive. Has to try and fall away, but Forsaken going to claim it with the ult, leaving just Rienz to try and keep this one in their hands. No Horn to try and hide behind. No help on the way. It's a pure 1v3. And this is a horrific scenario to try and get out of. But Forsaken, how many multi-kills is this man going to get?
It's a sick round to get Paper X up to 7. But it starts out here with both teams trading their duelist. It was a good punish on Patman too. They realized that they had an open B side. Maybe another opportunity for Boo to slow the game down there. But he decides to send it onto B. Send the plant as well. On the defense side, Heretics recently won on Bind because he was sticking those diffuses, putting his body in those situations. Now he's got an ult to play around. And Miniboo can be a playmaker. If he can land a saturate, get a dash, play his ult, Heretics can still make something of this half.
It's 4 implied to begin down towards Sand. 3 in actuality.
I mean, that could be a sicko Waylay ult, but Miniboo doesn't go for it.
Could you imagine? A lot of bodies, though, to be noted early here. Those footsteps will have been heard, so Heretics might be on red alert, but still on approach here. Straight through long. Oh, Jing.
Heretics still defaulting, though. Not looking to end B just yet. The risk is that Benji is going to walk straight into this op. Something is on such a deep line.
This shot, but information.
Only on a lurker. It doesn't really tell you too much when you don't see a duelist or the fade.
Oh, Divide. You can see the curiosity. Rienz calling in for support here. And it takes a lot to take one down, but you'll take that at this point. 35 seconds, they need a way in.
The ult from Wu can give them information on where to put the Waylay. And they're actually leaving it. Yeah, complete fake. And something's left his deep line.
It's on Something who's been having... caught there, Wu couldn't get away. Something playing a safer line here, a little bit more passive, just trying to hold that security for the rotations. They're going to give up the plant on this unless they have util for it, and they don't. So they're all going to come in. They try and overcompensate and play backside. No, they're going to play security. Miniboo, though, going to find one. Goes for a big swing, but it's Rienz to tip the scales in their favor in a 3v2. Going to need something to land a couple here. Just a shot goes astray. Benji backpedaling towards Showers, and security looking like they've got some really good positions here. Lovely from Rienz. Something on 21 HP. He's given them some magic before. He's not being given much now.
Hold on. Bulldog in hand, it's not the best weapon for the job, and Boo's trying to make it much more difficult with the molly down there.
Oh.
I don't think this one's going to be possible.
Heretics, they've had to pull out all the stops here, man. This has been a very hard fought for just 5 rounds. Something tries to finish with a flourish, but 7-5 is competitive here after what felt like an absolute blowout of a beginning.
I think they did a good job of recovering that. We're worried about the mentals of both of these teams, and I think you can start to feel a bit more confident about Heretics. They've got another half, though, where they'll need to pick things up.
Yeah. Let's go.
Feel a little like map 1 in a way there.
Sure.
Off to a very fast start for PaperX this time, but the resilience kicked in for Heretics, but it did feel like it took just about everything. Every ult coming in, great calling from Boo, some key kills there, understanding this, but I have no idea how the second half goes now.
No.
I have absolutely no clue.
Well, it's so difficult to predict, isn't it? But I know that the pressure is on Team Heretics. They're a map down.
Yes.
They're also 5-7 down, 2 rounds behind it with a pistol left to play. And there's the player on the other side, Forsaken, when you take a look at the Coinbase Econ report.
He's
absolutely
filthy.
Putting bullets into Miniboo as well, shutting down your big entry player on the attack side. And I think this comp becomes more difficult to play on defense from Heretics' perspective. It's tougher as the Waylay to know when you want to use that utility. A lot of what Heretics were doing was playing for retake, which might be a good idea against PaperX, actually, because they do come at you with such force at the beginning of these rounds, but you've got to be clinical afterwards to be able to win in those spots.
It's a little bit of a scary combo towards the top. Pac-Man, Forsaken, Jing, all looking really sharp on that first half.
And a big difference in terms of the pistol success rate too. PaperX, they've been better in the tournament. They dominated Heretics in the early pistol, round 1. Have they got a good game plan here?
Wait and see, won't we?
Early Prowler allows Benji Fishy to stay on a more aggressive line. And Miniboo's confident, wants to try to take a fight, wants to do a bit of spamming, but as he reloads, PaperX walk up.
And look how close they are already. Forsaken, Jing, both towards site. There's a lot to handle, but it's Wu to then pick up the mantle, take over and find 2. And Benji back there in the space, playing towards the spike itself. Wants to put his body on the line for it, but Woot the bodyguard, disallowing any further steps from PRX. Pretty much held on this little short walk up.
Really sick round from Woot so far. Benji loses that duel to Device, so an opening here for PaperX, but the spike down in pocket still. A flank coming through from Boo, and if he falls, more danger.
Yeah, Woot's the danger man, sure, but Devi didn't take that much damage, still on 70. And Batman seems so acutely aware there's a chance of this flank.
Boo's playing it great though, just containing.
Doesn't need to do too much more. You should be able to put it somewhat safely in the hands of the 2 there and then slowly squeeze as is needed, but they're still looking for this kill. They'd love one. And Boo now on the tap of the spike will move closer. Lovely reveal. That was absolutely absolutely fantastic. Can't say enough how well that helped things.
It's Woot's flash as well that sets up the horn, can't be broken. And Woot, at every point here, excellent. The way that he trades out to great kills. Certainly they hadn't realized the Paper Rex were that deep. You're bang on with that, but Woot's there, using Miniboo as a little piece of bait.
Let's go.
And Miniboo's happy about it. So a pistol that they desperately needed, looking to try to tie the game up. And this is tension.
Oh yeah. Start feeling a little bit of that heaviness of the game again. For Paper Rex, we saw it in kind of that first half as well, how I guess the levity of the situation coming in a bit more, feeling a little bit, you know, having fun almost, kind of kindling some of that.
They were singing and dancing.
Yeah, calmness and happiness. This might remind them that it's not quite there yet. Still a bit of threat. This normally opens up 2 potential rounds and re-ends. Catch Jing near on for free. And away we go.
Of course. That is a ridiculous use of the refract. Miniboo just applying pressure there to the Sand people and trying to see if he can get a little bit of information.
Yeah, Devi really the only danger man you'd imagine with that Sheriff. Everyone else just down on Classic. So, by all rights, Heretics should be able to keep this clean. It wouldn't be the first time we've seen something go astray, though. A couple more seconds on the Haunt being back into play.
Yeah, well, I mean, Heretics have only got 2 people here, and Miniboo's going to have to have big value. Doesn't have his Saturate to be able to play around anymore. They need a bit of assistance. And Paper Rex are getting a lot of value out of walking up behind Devi's wall.
Yeah, they've made it pretty far at this point. Playing towards Tribox and Shower. I don't say giving up the plant, but it feels like they are. So something waiting, Forsaken waiting, Miniboo, blind reward. Forsaken having to try and save them, but by now I think we know it numerically. This becomes improbable, if not impossible. Devi, make me a believer. 20 seconds. He's still got a man on site. Oh, he doesn't anymore! And maybe I am a believer now. 13 seconds, the plant will be here.
10 seconds left.
Given away. Second time of asking, 1 bullet. All he had to play with in the Stinger, forced to hit this plant now. Benji closing in. This is looking lethal. 2 bullets to the Sheriff! A desperate attempt, a brilliant try, but not enough today.
Damage done a little bit to Heretics' economy. And I think despite the losses early on here in this half, you can see that Forsaken's got the read, the coaching staff of Paper Rex have got the read that Heretics are going to want to play for retake. Because you're right, they're getting free plants down. They're getting that walk into front side of A, and they're being able to set up for a bit of post-plant aggression. So I think Paper Rex are prepped here. It's just about the execution. It's just about finding those moments where you can surprise a Heretics player in backside, whether that's A or B. This round, though, critical. You can't allow a bonus round to get put up by Heretics, because then Paper Rex, all of those nagging voices are going to start
again, a little louder.
Thinking back to Lotus.
And that's the one that's on the horizon, isn't it? I know a lot of us would love to see it. Almost feels poetic if we get there, but an opportunity to close this out in 2 for Paper Rex. Good purchase here. And the bonus for Heretics, far from pretty.
3 players stacked up towards B long, but they all leave at the same time. A little strange. Boo comes back to try to pick up this info. Ooh. A chance for Jing to punish.
Notoriously explosive player as well. You've always got to be on your guard if he's nearby. There's Devi looking sharp as well from that previous. Got to be feeling himself after that. Even not in the conversion.
They're looking to try to push back Boo and Riens in these positions. A little bit of short control for Heretics, but not enough to go for a sand crunch here. I should be fairly safe.
Third man now in attendance towards B. Rotation called over. See how this looks. How's that pressure? Jing. Usual pathing, usual scaling. Caught by Boo. This is getting dangerous though. Pac-Man on the fight back. That's lovely. Held off towards long. This gets dangerous. And look at the corner Boo is playing in. Are they still clear? They absolutely do. Great prowler there. Ensuring the first missed, but found in the end.
All committed. They really want to win this. 4v3, looking to try to scrap, but now sitting back a little, allowing Paper Rex to sight. They can play the player advantage retake.
Certainly can, and with weaker weapons, you have to take all advantages. Backs to the wall, Paper Rex normally come out swinging.
Aggression, initiative.
Always the plan. Forsaken waiting on this corner. Not alone, but Boo still worth his weight in gold. Takes one down with him, but it's Devi to double down. trying to secure what looks like a dangerous round, and Patman with a rather uncharacteristic miss there. Finds himself in the cubby, but a quick made crossfire.
One enemy.
And that's lovely from Divine. Lovely work from him in the last couple of rounds, showing truly fantastic form.
And that piece of post-plant aggression is what you need to see from Paper X too. If Heretics are going to allow you to get the plant down and they're going to play for advantage retakes, you need to stabilize that advantage by actually making a play yourself like this. Pushing through, finding these couple of kills on longer sight lines where the Vandals are favored.
Nice. Oh, thank God. Do I hate it when they do this?
Heretics, though, they had to wait for Miniboo to come all the way around on the retake. Now they've got rifles. Jing with a judge. Got to create a game plan around putting him in lamps or something, don't you?
You'd imagine, right? But what the hell is this beginning? No, that fell far too short.
Well, the flash just wasn't good enough there to set Miniboo up. It's an idea. I'll give him that.
Doesn't mean it's a good idea. There's now a man to the good for Paper X. They'll take that as a beginning. Bold look into an 8-7 lead for Paper X. 3-man stack. Are they looking to kill Patman here?
Oh, the perfect timing. They know now that he's retreated. They'll be so fast on the flank. They're giving it away, though.
I thought they'd be a bit more subtle with this. If anything, it spurs Paper X on now, and Boo looking vulnerable. He's trying to keep back the flood on his own, and Patman very aware. Great damage, good sees. This is exceptional, but he does get cleared. The security found on the site and the plant in play. It's a 3v4.
Dropped.
Oh, Boo! He was just trying to play his life for so long. Eventually found him. The remaining two seem obvious, but Woot still sharp as ever. Trying to do what he can to recover what feels like a lost round. 3 more targets and a very little amount of time to play with. Jing noted, but that's it.
Something aggressive, confident, already on the flank, up through short.
Oh, they're not even going to be thinking about that yet. They've got too many problems right in front of them, but the danger was always behind, and the crunch should be here. Rienz cannot do enough. Paper X, brilliant here.
I don't quite understand what's going on with the Viper ult in the post plant, but all good. Paper X handled that very nicely. This early play just wasn't enough to try to set Miniboo up. It's maybe just straight up unlucky there that something is tucked so close to the wall he doesn't get hit by the flash. But they weren't particularly subtle with the triple push out through sand.
Big tiger.
When Patman spams a little bit into hookah and then you don't see it, I think you can have the read in that spot that you just contact up and take the fight against him, but...
Especially there's 3 of you,
yeah,
right?
they flash pushed out just in case there was another couple lingering in that area, trying to be diligent, but they just didn't quite have the read on what was happening, and they incentivized Paper X to go for the push into A.
Yeah.
They, Team Heretics that is, are now dropped onto an eco round, and it's desperate territory once more. Just these two that have been put together back-to-back for Paper X apply so much pressure.
Yeah, you're feeling every second in this timeout now for Heretics. That scoreline starting to feel such a threat. 10 could be there for Paper X, and they have map 1 behind them. That 2-0 doesn't look impossible now. Heretics need to dig deep. They've got to find something here. Not the player. Just something to work. Couple of sheriffs, a stinger. The light shields, no ults to bank on.
Right here.
Where will it come from now?
Right here.
I think these are the spots where you're looking towards. I mean, they've got the Marshall Sheriff idea playing over towards Showers, but my eyes are glued onto Miniboo because I think this is the spot where he needs to be taking a couple of liberties and trying to get his read on the game.
See if he's up for it. Frustrating probably in the last round, so has to get himself back on the right page. Playing on that corner. Looking like he's ready for this too.
It can be really difficult to proactively play the Waylay on defense. It's quite easy when your opponents are coming into you.
Okay. Luckily the wall not going his way, so he does get to stay on this line.
That's his own saturate.
Ooh. Not great.
Back over towards A. Boo and Woot still out here with that Marshall Sheriff combo. But you can't really get the value through the smoke you're looking for. They need rotates in fast.
They're getting there, but it is going to be slightly behind the curve now. And spray and pray ain't going to be answered. It's Rienz only landing 1 back. Forsaken up at the helm, but Woot does well.
Down.
No, it ain't over yet. As Heretics fighting tooth and nail for this. Everything they've got. Benji desperately doing this himself if he has to. The Forsaken found. Heretics, miracles answered now.
And what a play from Woot, man. Finding that value from such a tough position, played in his teammates. And PaperX just got stuck. It's a disastrous opening, obviously, but the recovery was immaculate. Jing, blinded up by Woot, wanders into the smoke for a free kill on Benji. Benji then picks up a rifle, just as Forsaken drops one and picks up the Marshall. Those are the kind of miraculous rounds, a MasterCard 50 that get you back into games like this, because it swung the economy drastically.
That's all it took. One round and it's game back on. 9-8. No rest for the Wicked here, as PaperX asked to do something similar. Right back to Heretics. But as you said, that pendulum has swung. Money, much better now for Heretics. Maybe confidence too.
Bring them down.
I think as long as PaperX don't waste some of their ultimates in this round, though, they'll be straight back on the horse. You just can't allow the moment to get to you. Of course, if they get an opportunity to really hammer things home, then fair enough.
Well, it's fine margins, and Jing wants in. He's found the body. Takes away Woot, but Rien's quick on the trade. Does have the help from Boo here from up above, and the rotation coming through from Mini Boo. This isn't an isolated effort anymore, and stall on the plan.
Benji still has to stay over towards B in case there's a pivot through that teleport.
Well, they want this. A pre-take near on, and it's worked wonders this time. Mini Boo and Rien's fighting back for the site. There's something looking for an upgrade. Gets himself a Sheriff as Forsaken still alive. Mr. Multi-kill so far. But Heretics should play for the post here. Triple swing. Great call. Great discipline. And now we're back at 9 apiece.
Every time you think you might see a mental collapse from one of these teams, the resilience is actually the defining factor. The comeback in the first map from PaperX. Here, the confidence from Miniboo in a spot like this. It's an anti-eco. He still goes for the aggressive play that his team needs to set the others up. Gets a pick off the back of it too. A reminder, Miniboo only got 2 kills. He went 2 and 12 on the defense side of Ascent. And now here already with 4, doubling that. And I think it's more difficult to play the Waylay on defense than it is to play the Yoru, for example, on Ascent. But he's out here. He's putting it all on the line. That's what you want from both of these teams. 9-9. Still with ults to play with, though, on both sides. I think PaperX have had some nice ideas here. I don't think you can allow losing a single rifle round and then an eco. Well, it wasn't even a rifle round, was it? It was.
Not really.
It was an eco, an anti-eco that they lost into an eco of their own. So once the guns are on board here, PaperX have been the better team. I don't think you need to be too worried about it, but they're going to burn their first time out to have a little discussion.
I don't mind it. It does give chance, though, for Heretics to check in as well. See a chance there for them to get everything right. As you noted, a couple of these ults on both sides now. Maybe a quick reminder of something they have in mind. But the buy's still far from perfect if you are looking at the PaperX boys. Light shields across the board are at least going to be up on the full weapons, but still, going to be suffering in some aspects. See if they can answer back. I think I'm with you on that, though. When it came to the gun rounds, they have looked very, very solid. Good ideas, good approaches. That grit, though, for Heretics, keeping them very present, especially in the scoreline.
I want to see PaperX, when they get into sites, not focus on getting the plant down too much, because Heretics have got crazy plant denial. Take the fight, take the extra step further, and try to engage the Heretics players.
It's a rare day. You have to encourage them to go aggressive. It feels like it's normally very much in the DNA. It would be nice to see that little bit deeper fact-finding.
Oh, and they've got the ults to play for it this round.
Right, something. Searching deep on this. Still 2 players on the site, so it's certainly not a free take. Something's got to be careful. Ult comes in. Something. Back with the boys. Boot trying to hold the line from backside, but it's Heretics trading in 2 for 1. Site still not secure and plant certainly not down. Boop just trying to stay alive through the smoke pretty much. Passing each other like ships in the night. Forsaken a little bit deeper than maybe they'd expect, but he can't do anything with it. This time something in Divine left. Looking vulnerable. Easy to find, and Heretics finding stability in the final rounds here. 10-9 now.
They're controlling that aggression really nicely here on the defense side. PaperX, though, they go for that additional layer I'm talking about, but as they flash, the smokes are still up, so nobody gets blinded by it. And the synergy they're going for with their ultimates, well, Pac-Man didn't catch a single player in the Fade ult. They didn't have the info to be able to put that in the right place. It didn't set up something for the pick.
Stealing my kills.
So not the perfect execution there from Paper X. And you see the frustration from Alex. They've offered an opportunity for Heretics to get back in this game.
He also said in that interview, there's been the right ideas, it's just been sometimes the execution of them that's been fallen short. Sometimes it felt like, again, that was the right idea, but the execution just off. Now we see if they can dig deep here.
Yeah,
I love this from Miniboo,
They
though.
could do with some magic, couldn't they?
Oh, they need a bit. Ooh, Miniboo caught a little asleep at the wheel there.
Well, he had to
Many
check
targets.
Yeah, he had to check multiple angles at once.
Benji's down on 5 HP. This is giving them a real chance at this. It's scrambled. It's chaos on the site, but the spike is left alone in showers. They can't get out yet.
Poison's off.
And calm before the storm. So close to one another, and it's Forsaken to strike first. And this is the brawl they were looking for. Jing finding Boo. It ain't over yet. No security to be found here yet. Woot, Rien's the last two alive. Didn't expect it in this round.
Jing's done incredibly at controlling lamps. Showstopper online as well, but no health to work with.
All three here. Woot, how much are you meant to do? That's one. Takes a bit of damage. He's right. Oh, he's absolutely right. Something. What do you have for us now? You'd love to find someone, but you've been found yourself. And the options looking dreary, being herded, put into a corner, but you can't do that to him. Rien's close by, ready to be the one to take one step further. 11 rounds now for Heretics.
I thought Paper X had done it there, man. I thought that they'd managed, with that 2K from Jing, to take control that they needed to get the round out. And Woot somehow, as the Prescience just expect someone on that corner.
It's this.
There's so much damage, but it's this kill right here. Does he
see him? Yeah, there's just something there.
Oh, that's mad. That is absolutely mad. He gets the pick he needs and it opens the floodgates. Rifles back, but attack timeout. The second one used here for Paper X. So now, last opportunity for the coaches to have any impact before a potential OT. And we may get there. It feels like a game that could have OT written on it, but Paper X would have to win this one. They're at risk of being ecoed again. And they've already used a lot of those big ults that you would expect them to get the advantages on their attack side with. I think they're really struggling with the style of Heretics here.
I think so. I think that's a really fair assessment. And now we get to see a little bit more layering as well coming out from Heretics. Gonna see that operator in play. Woot opting for this here. No ults to bank on this time, though, for Heretics. Still got Jings ready to go if there's the opportunity beckoning. It does feel a little bit desperate at times from Paper X here, clutching opportunities that simply weren't allowed, but again, Heretics handling them well. Go back in 9-11. Heretics feeling like maybe Lotus is a reality. That third map. We talked about resilience between both of these sides, the ability to bounce back. They both had their fair share of heartbreak in the past. Who's got what it takes now?
A 4-player stack to start the round over here for Team Heretics. Maybe just setting up for a flash horn at the beginning. Though it looks like Woot wants to take a peek. He's always got that gate crash to go and help Benji.
There's the flash, there's the horn. Gonna give away Jing's position, but it mostly just gives Woot this deeper line, but it feels readable potentially.
I think it might have been an anti based on the fact that Jing likes to go down short with the showstopper. They might have been trying to put pressure early on and just make it a bit more readable. Jing doesn't really have the space now to go for that A exec.
Feels like they're putting this together. They're figuring out the plan, but you still have to deal with Woot. Dangerous on the corner. Pixel spotted. He's hunting it down. You can see the temptation, but forced away.
And now Jing's got that space to try to go in, but Forsaken calls him back. They've still got a double stack in Hookah to try to deal with. Could be Divine making this call. We've seen him with some mid-rounding that was super impactful early on. Map 1. This is tough, though, to break.
Yeah, it really is. And it looks a contact piece. Knows his lines, but in the grave nevertheless. Rien's comfortable on the corner. And the cavalry called in as well. Rotations on the way. Prowler up long. Something trying to outstep Benji. Ain't gonna happen. Forsaken though, still alive and still a threat. Pop of the ult. Fights back on another. Benji's dead. It's a 3v3. But Miniboo getting interested. Traded out. Blow for blow, these two sides. Plant is in. Time on PaperX's side.
Have to wait for Boo. Boo booking it to try to get into Hookah as quickly as possible. But that opens opportunities for PaperX to go walkabouts. They're very separated currently. If Forsaken gets a pick though, he has ult online and the round is almost impossible to defuse.
They done enough. PaperX done enough here. Heretics running low on time, have to make a move, make a chance, and Jeng called upon to potentially save PaperX here. Around the houses we go. Oh, the Woot lives to fight another day as Heretics push on to 12.
He's been the best player in the server today, Woot. He's been absolutely on fire across maps 1 and 2, but that is a tilting way for Woot to win that. The wide swing onto Forsaken, and Jing has the jump on him.
You need to shoot my head, bro. You need to shoot my head, not butt.
Oh. And all of that levity, the singing and dancing from PaperX when they were up massively in the first half, it's got to be crushing out there. They've just lost 5 in a row. And going into Lotus, everything's stacked against them right now. They need 3 just to get it to OT. And it's Heretics who are the ones being proactive, making the moves and winning the contact duels.
The dream they've been running on might be turning into a nightmare. PaperX having to face their fears now. Close on the line, trying to get the timing on the spam. It's curious, it's ahead of it. This is confidence aplenty, dangerous choices. But the right call and the right timing to fall away. Jing, bold in his approach, but then going to be marked, going to be noted here.
There's a massive pit as well. Waylay grabbing a ton of information and setting up Woot on the line.
Oh, it's falling to pieces for PaperX. Getting no access here. Heretics in full control.
They have to go back into Benji Fishy's ultimate.
There. Last place you want to be going. What other option do they have now? Trying to clear the site as they go. Rien's putting down Devi. Just 2 left alive, and Heretics showing signs of life here. In a rotation, but a prime position for Boo. Can he secure it now? Patman still standing, but merely for a moment. Lifeline gathered for Heretics. And that nightmare reoccurring now as Lotus is going to be map 3. We'll be back after this in just a moment.
Let's start from Benji. Why do you want to win today?
I've got my friend in the crowd. I want to win for him. I want to win for my family back home. My friends and my family will come to Echo Arena when we make it. So I want them to be able to see me play.
I want to win so we can play more. I really enjoy playing. I enjoy playing, you know, like without fear and without regrets.
NS?
First of all, I want to win for my family and myself. Like for you guys, I want to win because I want to play more.
I mean, I'm gonna bring back one reason why I joined this team is I wanted to help my brother be champion.
Tomorrow, Lemonade is coming, and if we eliminate today, it's gonna be really bad. I want to win for Lemonade. At the same time, I really want to play in the big arena again because I miss it so much.
Game changers. It's about competition, pure happiness. It's like a crazy experience. We're making history. It means so much to us. It's good to be back.
I guess you know what I've been looking for.
The beauty of gaming is it doesn't matter who you are. And as long as I'm good enough,
Everybody's getting a 4K.
I can go as far as I want.
That's what I like to see, baby.
全世界都会知道我们的厉害。
Are your Valorant esports instincts next level?
This man is a big player in big games!
Prove it. Put your game sense to the test with the all-new VCT real-time prediction game, Shot Call. It's a Twitch desktop extension available exclusively on official VCT broadcast channels. With Shot Call, you and your friends will be able to call your shots, score points, and earn rewards. Here's how to play. During the official champion streams on Twitch, open up the Shot Call overlay on screen to make real-time predictions by answering questions. Whether it's predicting a Forsaken clutch or correctly calling a site rotate before it even starts, you'll score points, climb a live leaderboard, and have the chance to win prizes. Play along seamlessly with Shot Call's built-in notifications, or open the extension in full to check your progress and see how other viewers are guessing. You can call the shots during Valorant Champions Paris starting on September 12th. Tune in, try it out, tell us what you think.
Alors, vous êtes prêts? Le but du jeu, c'est d'exploser votre propre ballon, ok? Attention, qu'un pied à la fois. Mettez-moi un peu d'ambiance pour ce jeu qui n'a aucun sens. Ok, vous êtes prêts? Apparemment, j'ai pas le droit d'être à côté trop. On sait jamais. Attention, qu'un pied à la fois. Et top. Ok, bien joué la Paper qui prend de l'avance. Hop, 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 hop. Hop, 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 ça va exploser, ça va exploser. C'est là, attention. Vas-y, vas-y, fais-toi plaisir encore. Il n'y arrive pas, il n'y arrive pas. Encore, il n'y arrive pas.
And we're going to map 3. Los Niños managed to pull it off, winning by 13-9. And now we find ourselves on a pivotal Lotus for map 3. Of course, everyone, Golden Boy alongside Kukuka and Bren as we look to break everything down here. And boy, oh boy, there is a lot to talk about here because Heretics, just as you think that maybe they ran out of steam toward the end, they find that next gear and they're right back in it.
Yeah, and this started so dominant for the side of PaperX, even if Team Heretics were getting some crazy openers and whatnot, like it looked like everything was under the control of PaperX. But something that Team Heretics has always been very good at is having this kind of rounds that turn the game, and they're mostly the ecos. We saw it in Ascent, we see it again in Bind, and it's their way of getting back into the game to gain that momentum back.
Yeah, thrifty after thrifty after thrifty. And this game was largely in the control of PaperX. It felt like the entire time they had a better idea in terms of how they wanted to use their ults, how they wanted to work the map.
Yes.
All of those aspects of the game that normally means that you're going to see that team come out on top. Even the pistol round and a bonus conversion for PaperX, but the thrifty wins kept them in it. Even though they had that gun disadvantage, they brought it level. And somewhere at the end, they just took off. I mean, individuals, it really wasn't one player taking over until that final sprint, and Woot just to find the whole thing and really putting the cherry on top towards the end of here with another thrifty win at the end. But my God, man, what a player Woot was.
Yeah, oh yeah, let's actually move forward to our Verizon high-speed moment. Keep the conversation going about Woot because he was making some incredible plays. I mean, I remember the one that he did toward the tail end there where there was like a 2v3, I think, needing to bring the team back into this, and all he had was a Marshall and a Dream, and yet Woot just finding success time and time again, Bea. This is exactly what you wanted to see from him a couple days ago when he was on the Viper. Now look at what he's doing in these more free-flowing agents.
Yeah, but funny enough, every time that Heretics has gone up against PaperX, I feel like Woot has had a lot of impact in making the game closer and closer. So himself finding this form now into the tournament where we've had these questions, to see that he can bounce back like this when the pressure is the highest that it has ever been is so good. And as we take a look, it's not just this map, it was also the previous map, and it is something that he will have to continue on if they want to stay in the tournament.
Yeah, looking ahead to Lotus as well, where he plays the Chamber. Last time that they entered playing Lotus against Giant X, they got absolutely smashed.
Destroyed.
Giant X just rolled them in terms of taking fights at a much faster pace than they were used to with their grab net combos. Woot wasn't getting anything done on the Chamber whatsoever. But if this is a Lotus map where Woot is playing like this and he keeps that consistency going, this is them rewriting the history books. This is them potentially knocking out the former champions of Masters Toronto, PaperX, who are up against them right now because the pressure is all on PaperX now.
Yeah, and we just saw right there, they decided to start on the defense. And after the second half that we saw from PaperX yesterday on the attack against Fnatic, we understand that decision, especially also because of what you're saying. Wood starting on the Chamber, him finding the impact, and especially thinking about how the mental for PaperX must be at this moment.
Yeah, I do have to wonder as well, though, right? Like, at some point, PaperX, they're going to need to really hone in on what Woot is doing and try to shut him down. You cannot let him go crazy, but Woot has been making himself a difficult target, and as we had mentioned on that Chamber, that's probably just going to keep continuing because now he has the ability to not just play up front if he needs to with the team, but he can play back, hold areas down, and really punish people with these ops, with the Headhunter, all the goodies that Chamber brings you.
Yeah, and it really feels like Team Heretics have shown so much resilience, not just in this map, in this series so far, but in their previous game, really dragging it over the line, that it's up to PaperX now. The question is of them. Can they defeat their inner demons, this doubt at the back of their minds, just nagging at them, letting them know they're going to Lotus. This is territory where they just lost that. Something as an individual that we're seeing on our screens right now. The question is posed to him. Can he step up? Can he gain confidence in the final moment in his team's hour of need?
And what we need to see from Team Heretics is probably a lot of what Fnatic was doing yesterday, and something that they also did on Bind. A lot of retakes. Look at having the deadlock, having the Chamber enables you to just play for their styles. You don't have to fight that much when they're entering the side, and it's something that worked very well. Watch out, PaperX, we've taken the Hobbit. Think also as well, Rians, I'm looking at you. I want to see the same that I saw yesterday from Boaster with the Odin, from Tree. I want to see it from you. I want PaperX to have PTSD going into Lotus.
A couple of days ago, PaperX defeated G2 Esports, and everyone thought that they'd be at the top of the mountain, but now they find themselves on the brink of elimination. Can Los Niños pull off a miracle? Let's find out and send it back over to Pansy Inside Show.
All on the line now. This is what it's about. Two very different positions to be in for these teams. The fact that Heretics brought it back in map 2, overcoming their woes. But the worries for me are not with them. It's PaperX having to overcome a true living nightmare of facing this map for tournament life.
They obviously choked that 9-1 lead that they had, but the focus, not necessarily on the half where they were up 9-1, obviously the half where they couldn't get even a single round. Their attack side, where they're beginning here, something had 0 kills in that attack side. 0 and 10. He talked about the fact that recently hasn't been feeling confident in his recent matches, doesn't really know why, has to fix it. Well, this might be your final hour to do so. PaperX all the pressure on early, but they'll have gone over that game. They'll be feeling good about the adjustments.
Tense start. PaperX though, making no quiet steps towards C. Happy to be loud about it.
One of the things they were self-critical of was the fact that they were going for so many just off-round execs. Go take mount control, immediately go C. This time, They go for that C default, but then open the door. Pressure anyone who might be pushed up towards B, like the Chamber. Leave Divide to get info on the opposite side of the map. So Forsaken's got more options to work with. Options to go towards A, to pivot through that blue room.
But this is a dangerous man to be going towards. Early spot, doesn't stick around too long. Goes to that next step.
Trip here to slow them down.
That's a frustrating springboard in, slowed down for sure, but no over-rotates yet from Heretics. Playing quite calm towards that CT side. Two different players now noted. They should have a good idea who's here. This early work from Woot, he's already dropped down. Both of them have, and it's a horrible surprise as Heretics ring the bells of PaperX.
One enemy remaining.
And they're not stopping. It's Divide, needed, and he can't do enough.
Exactly as Kukuka was talking about on the desk. This is the style that Team Heretics would like to replicate. What Fnatic did yesterday. You put a bit of early pressure on them, find out where PaperX are going, and then get back into the site with these retakes. And PaperX just couldn't hold on. They lost 3 retakes on C, they lost 2 retakes on A. It was a nightmare. Even though they got in positions to get the plants down, they just couldn't convert. And this is going to be rattling around in their brain, because that is an exact repeat.
The fear for me is this goes beyond just the latest game. You look back to champs, you look back to those losing sour moments that have haunted these boys for a long time. It was on Lotus too. They have suffered here. The only way to overcome this is to fight through it. Not the start they would have wanted, but they can change their fate. As PaperX now look to try and do something here. Not a great deal to play with. The Frenzy and a Sheriff on the other side.
Looks like a deliberately missed smoke here. But Forsaken has something to pop out of, and Boo's got the read.
Although something able to slip ahead, should be dead here, he is. Decent enough though to get one. Heretics happy to allow them in the door.
Yeah, they've got B locked off, they can take this fight.
Jing? Divide? Did you forget who you're facing, Heretics? You can't take them lightly. So now it's down on Woot and Rienz. A swift backhand to remind you that PaperX are lethal every day of the week.
Rienz has to survive, still with full util.
Oh! Okay, Batman, show me some magic here. 30 HP and 45 seconds, plenty of time. Woot on the other side. Safety found in the end, but my God, they made that one dangerous.
Incredibly so. In a manner in which was surprising, because Team Heretics felt like they completely isolated Jing on site. He just runs up on Boo, takes him out, and Divide gets played in through the smoke. This bonus round will have barely any sting whatsoever. I haven't said that. Woot with a headhunter, and they did keep an outlaw. Yeah. A little bit of disappointment there for PaperX's coaching staff that they weren't able to clean up the round, but they should be able to get on the board fairly quickly.
1-3-1 beginning. Sitting passive. Again, you're looking at the purchase. See, for Heretics, it is going to be pretty calm here. This, I guess you could call it bonus. It's Woot. A slightly more passive line, that's the shoulder. You see decent. Oh my God, seeing more than just a decent amount of progress. Dropping the body.
That's an incredible shot. Pivot through into B though. Open doors and an easy plant. But Boo can tap this connector, throw a paranoia through, and distract for the retake. Heretics want to play for those.
Yeah, not out of the woods just yet, even on the better weaponry, so they're sending Jing forward. Putting his body on the line, and he's alone. No help coming, but he doesn't need it right now. Finally put down and traded out. It's Forsaken still alive. You're looking at the pressure on the back lines, but it's late. Boo goes down, and it looks like they've got this in hand. PaperX, alive.
Pretty bad GrabNet nade combo actually there from Heretics. Didn't go deep enough into the corner to catch onto Jing and put the pressure there in heaven. But I like from PaperX that they're trying to push further, deeper in the post plant. Paranoia up through heaven allows Jing to fight for that extra space. Now, we've been making a lot about this map as it pertains to the downfall of PaperX and that 9-1 loss. Come on! But Heretics also just got brutalized out here.
Yes.
And one of the reasons was that they couldn't hold rubble control. So PaperX should, on the attack side, be able to take this space whenever they like. They can get past the GrabNet, it does nothing.
Jing straight there again, not the first time we've seen it. Their last round too. Bit of a switch up though. Benji this time playing over toward A. Looking like a committed approach thus far. Swing on the door, drawing all eyes here. Blue room picked up by Miniboo. Danger on the door drop. Got to be careful. Got to be ready. And they're not! Miniboo catching 2 unawares. You don't get to do that against him. A third as well.
Spike down.
Leaving blue room painted red. Heretics leaving just 2 alive from Paper X now. What can Defy and Forsaken do?
Percentage play would be to save in this spot, but Forsaken makes a play, and Defy actually with a 2K eventually shut down though. They're not going to be able to buy very well in the next. They had a couple of players with great money and a couple without any, which is why those 2 guns towards the end could have been absolutely imperative for them. And yet they've chosen not to go for that. I mean, they had minimum loss bonus as well.
So much further.
So it still might have not been enough. Heretics immediately answer back after that anti-bonus with a big round from an important player. Someone who's most likely to doubt themselves, who says their main reason for wanting to win this game is to help their brother become a champion.
Not a bad reason by any means, but Forsaken having something to say about the matter. And Boo nearly reminded to not take them too lightly either. Caught in the corner and gonna be dead. Paper X.
There go the brothers. Taken out instantly. And Miniboo with an ult to boot. The Thrifties were defining in getting Heretics back into bind. And here they might offer an opportunity for Paper X.
This would be dreamy for them, wouldn't it? But this one, ult there for Jing if required. Defy as well. Patman. This is lovely. It's just lacking that weaponry on 2, but still, the open sight to work for.
They found this timing pretty perfectly. Question is whether you want to take a little more aggression in the post-plant. This is one of those spots where I don't think you need to. You have ults, you have free space, you have a player advantage.
Spike planted.
See if they can keep it, or how long they can keep it. Quietly and cautiously. No way! Paper X caught again! This is ridiculous stuff, and now something's position will be given away, as will Devise. Something tries to stand, it falls. It's just too simple for Heretics.
The 2 players fighting over towards Pit go down in an instant, and one of them is Jing, who has an ult to try to stop the retake from happening. You can't be taking early duels like that if your job is to spring back in. He swings to trade Patman, take the L, go back in with an ultimate, make them scared. Defy as well chooses not to use a Steel Garden in that situation. It just is too easy.
That's a timeout. That's a timeout right
Their
there.
post-plants are a massive worry. They only got 2 rounds on the attack side of Bind, and that was, you know, they had a 7-5 half, got 2 rounds, and then at 9-7, they lose the plot completely. Heretics on the run back 6 rounds in a row. And again here on the attack side, this is where they lost to Fnatic. Yeah. This was where they lost, what was it, 10 rounds in a row, I think, after a 9-3 half. Disgusting stuff.
And it has to be there, even in the back of their minds. I'm sure coaching staff, Minnie and Alex, both don't want that to become something they can't get rid of, they can't shake off. But these are echoes of those previous games and those previous woes already starting to show slightly, and some of these tendencies, some of these problems. And if you're Heretics, you're grinning ear to ear, man. This feels fantastic. Everything working well, got Root firing, Miniboo looking solid.
Heretics already have more rounds than in their loss to Giants on Lotus. That was a 13-3. They got pasted. So this is a fantastic beginning. An opener that's showcasing that they can play this retake style and put a lot of pressure onto Paper X.
Make it count now, Paper X. Coming out of this timeout, you got ults. You got a decent buy yet, Jing. On the Judge, doesn't worry me too much. Actually going over to the Bulldog instead.
Last time Jing had a buy like this, they went for a C Exeki, double blast packed into a smoke. But that was the start of the downfall.
A change up here, however. Looking to show an early interest towards that B side. Pressure door, TP out.
They can't stop the door from being open. But it's dangerous to try to break this wall out here. From a safer position, they do break one of the smaller limbs of it, so they threaten across. Benji still with an annihilation. can put a lot of pressure and save a lot of time for rotates to come through, help to arrive. All about the ults this round to me.
Yeah, and that blue door rotation last time. Oh, it's Minibu straight away. Can he catch him scrambling? Gonna be hard to find a target here. Might just post it towards tree, see what he finds. Oh, he's chasing this one. He wants to go further, but he finds Jing. Big scalp to claim. That's the showstopper Dom. The reaction is required. Benji invests all, gets the catch as well. Forsaken looking to be kidnapped. Benji trying to fall back somewhere safer. And it's just ults on ults now. Come back out though. Patman gonna find Benji before he had any say in the equation. Boom. Does work on one, but it's gonna be down to a 1v2. Wood's still alive and 2 men to find. Devi on guard. Duty will not let Patman fall. VaporX still in this.
Heretics got so much space off the back of those ultimates. VaporX battle back. They were forced to take risks. I really like the push from Patman. He goes up and around a smoke to be able to catch a backstab timing. Attempt at the outplay there from Jing.
30 seconds left.
But in the end, more of a scrap on the site, less of that standard retake setup, and VaporX thrive in the chaos. Both duelists still with ultimates to play around.
Very different start though.
They've been taking these openings to the round a little slower and giving themselves options. This one might be all in.
It's going to be divided. Hard to make this work. Jing, got to make it over. No, he's stuck. This is looking like a disaster. What do VaporX do now? Finally making it through, but it's not going to have the same sort of punch to it, but at least they have the sight.
But all of the retakers around, putting the pressure on early. Heretics are going to be here almost as the plan goes down.
Yeah, this is very, very early. VaporX will be playing on the site itself. Only one disconnected away, being Divide. Can they win out the scrap this time? No, so far they've fallen. Something goes down on the front lines. Benji rewarded. Trying to find those next steps up, though. Patman replies. It's not simple stuff just yet. Forsaken sends the paranoia and gives them time to turn, but Divide falls to Boo on the back line. That's to be the pressure from Door. You can see the discomfort. Forsaken has to look left, look right. Jing still standing. Patman as well. 2v2. Patman playing it forward. It's fantastic. Great work from him. Leaving just Boo alive. Got bullets to play with. But there it is. Time's gone. VaporX. I mean, getting the scraps they kind of wanted.
Patman's the savior again. After the play that he made in the previous round, taking the risk, here he's like a turret, just cemented in his position, annihilating Heretics retakers as they come in. And if he hadn't put on a performance like that, I don't think there's a chance that VaporX would stand. Look at these shots.
Just about everywhere, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, the fight on Miniboo is difficult to hit as well. He's flying out on a big wide swing. VaporX desperately needed that one, and I don't really like the way that they approached it. It was very all-in. Jing got stuck. They needed a hero, and Patman, the newest player to the roster, was him.
Might be the cure to their woes, but a challenge is Boo. Feeling brave and up to the fight, but he gets found by something. A quick reaction from VaporX. As Heretics throwing everything on the line here. Hold on, free ends. Not bad at all, but not good enough. VaporX gonna survive through the storm.
What a crazy fight to take. Heretics throw down their deadlock wall and VaporX just press their noses up against it. Faces against the glass, shooting bullets through it. But the first serious attempt here that we're seeing for Team Heretics to try to win a rubble fight. And even with their utility, finding some level of value, they still lose it. And this is what was killing their defense side against Giants. And they're still not finding any value in this area of the map. VaporX can take rubble whenever they want.
Looks to be exploited again. This won't be the first nor the last. Is there anything now to stop them? Jing again, making this look oh so simple. Woot, though, looking to try and find the players behind. Stays just that second longer, but will have to fall away. They are fast to this.
Looks like they might want to pivot through the blue room.
There.
Got Patman with an ultimate to give them information and take away audio cues on B.
Oh, look at this paranoia. Didn't quite get around the corner in time, but Boo still going to be standing guard. It's Jing's paint shell to do the damage and a great follow-up. Cracking in towards the B site, the plant looking likely. No ult to be able to bank on for Heretics, so plant in play. It's a 3v5.
You can't lose control of this one. And in fact, Heretics look like they might just be giving it up. That's the kind of round that VaporX never put together, not one single time against Fnatic. They tried a B pivot only once, and they didn't even have anyone coming from the other direction. Here, it's perfectly synced up between Patman and the players coming through Blue Room. The value from the ultimate, the nade kill, the prowlers in your face. The timing is all put together. A much better performance here, showing that they've learned the lessons of that catastrophic failure yesterday.
Learning quickly, it hasn't been much time between. These are still fresh wounds. But able to adjust this well here is a fantastic sign for them. Taking the lead up to 5. Heretics going to be asked a couple of questions now. Can they adapt back? Can they find a way to handle this? Those opening forays, those opening moves from PaperX are starting to look good here, starting to look a bit more comfortable.
Well, they've also put pressure on the Heretics economy, which means that they can't go towards something like an Odin as easily. The Odin across from Tree, Kakuka was again talking about it on the desk. That was something that Boaster was doing immaculately, and they had so many troubles dealing with it. I'm sure that they've got a game plan to try to navigate that if Heretics pull it out. But at the moment, especially if you can't fight for rubble control, you kind of need something like that. The big 1-2 combo that was killing PaperX is the Odin spam from Tree and then Kayak taking peeks from that blue door. And we haven't really seen that game plan coming out the same way again here from Heretics. They're not going to have the funds, as I said, to go for the Odin. So more of it comes down to Woot trying to get on aggressive lines. And the chamber is a little limiting.
Sure.
It's not horrendous by any means, but he doesn't have the same freedom that he does on the Jet and the Yoru across map 1 and 2.
A little bit more choreographed in application, but at this point, I need a timeout for Heretics. You don't want to let that pendulum swing because PaperX, that momentum, when it gets behind them, it only gets stronger. And it has been that kind of Patmen display, getting them back on track. Divide, consistent backbone of this side. A big adjustment here, and it could be a brawl right off the rip. Looking for that Seize nade combo. PaperX have to be on guard here. Leaving it a second. And now the commitment. Scramble, get away. Patman gonna take a lot of damage.
How did he live?
I have no idea. I actually have no idea how he got away with that one. But they did lose one in the process. Forsaken did go down.
Forsaken's having a bit of a rough game here, 3 and 8. Trying to focus on calling a better squad.
Ooh, but that's not bad at all. This pivot towards B has been a great get out of jail free card for them. And a good fact finder looking a little bit deeper there and sending Rienz away barely alive. I like this from something a bit audacious, sure. You need something to secure you this comfortable post plant, but his teammate's fallen and the aim's messy, a rarity to say, as Boo battling back for the boys. Just Devi and Patman, the two who've been exceptional for PaperX to this point.
The push from Patman is really nice. Through a Seize to block off the waterfall players and now goes up towards Boo.
Be somewhat behind them and Devi still standing strong. Rienz was the walking wounded earlier. And again, the danger duo doing exactly what PaperX need, leading by example in this game.
Sick 4v5 round from PaperX, exactly what they needed. Great adjustments in a post-plant setup, looking to go forwards always. Whether it's something, and yeah, you're right, it was a bit sloppy on the aim, or whether it's Patman putting resistance in one area, then sprinting into another. I've been really impressed with Patman so far. I think he is stepping up just when his team needs to stay in the tournament, to make it to the big arena, play under the brightest lights. And another massive rubble fight. Team Heretics have not won one yet.
Going back in repetition, hoping for a different outcome this time. And it's noted, Mini Boo going to be considered here, and it's on a weaker purchase, even harder to make count. Devi has been monstrous. Massive impact.
Sick punish onto Boo. A low buy round for Heretics. So Devi probably not incentivized to use his ult in this one. But he's created such an opportunity for his team to go over towards C.
Oh, it's wonderful to see for Devi. Again, this team is filled with superstars. Hard to pick one from the litter, but again, he is having a moment here. Heretics going to try and make this count for those weaker weapons, Stingers, Sheriffs, odds and ends. Patman on duty, on site, not allowing much of a look back here.
I'd like to see somebody doubled up with Patman. He might end up getting double, triple swung in this spot. And yeah, they go for the high-low, something underneath.
Not bad, but the paranoia is sharp. It's in the right place. Going to force them to try and flee. taken back towards water. Horn goes in, flash comes out, a bit of a trade out, gets messy. Boo gonna find his connection towards Jing, but still that backline is there. Divide part of it, still firing. Forsaken! It's PaperX finding stability. It has been an explosive round.
We go into the final one of the half. PaperX with a massive ultimate to be able to play around that. Steel Guard online for Divide, who's got 14 kills across the 11 we've played so far. He and Patman have been imperative to this level of success. And I think Heretics need to be able to put another on the board. They finally get the Odin out to play, positioning it over towards Tree.
No, they have.
But it may be Woot who finds that early contact. PaperX looking for a mount default again.
A lot of pressure now. Shot does not connect as he'd dream. Has to fall away here. A real predicament. There's no further investigation from PaperX. Happy to leave it at that.
They've got massive ults. Jing with that mount control gets himself an ult orb, showstopper online. And Woot knew where he was going. He was pre-aiming for that jump. Just couldn't land the shot. Wasn't quite sharp enough. Odin v Odin. Who can get more value? You don't normally see Benji pull one out. How practiced is he with it?
We also wanted the support as well from a similar character of what Kayak was doing, right?
Yeah.
Get that support system in play. As it stands a bit on his own, you can see that Minibu is getting a bit closer here. Maybe this is the combination we were waiting for, playing behind the smoke, sent scrambling by the paint shell. They are still stepping this way. Minibu getting forced away. Paranoia coming in. Still Garden coming out as well. It's Benji playing this calm though.
He's still got the ult to be able to play around.
It's a worrying sound to hear. What a shot! Riens, you are out of your mind! The 4 HP ain't much to be writing home about. PaperX still alive and breathing, still on the site.
Who's next?
An incredible recovery after essentially aimbot comes out from Riens. A 3v3, but the spike can't go down. 10 seconds. Forsaken's got to create an opportunity.
10 seconds left.
Trying. It's on Minibu. Oh, the wide run from something. As Boo has to face this on his own. A 1v3. It's so much to ask of one man. And PaperX have got to be feeling this now. Checks behind, nothing there. We can see where they reside. Oh, and he doesn't even get a look in. 8-4. Have they done enough for you? Is this enough after what we saw before?
It feels like it, doesn't it? After 7 rounds in a row, they are the ones with momentum. This double kill from Riens is spectacular, and yet they're the only players who drop. PaperX
Unreal.
with perfection in the rest.
It's all possible. We'll be back after the half.
Why are we pushing? Man!
Four to 8. The worries and woes at the beginning looked like they were back in effect. But something happened to PaperX on that 6th round, and they went on a damn run after that.
I think they figured out exactly what Team Heretics were looking to try to do. The adjustment was sublime. And after losing 12 rounds in a row yesterday, almost all of them on their attack half, they now put together 7 against Heretics. And the pressure is just on massively. A Coinbase Econ report, you could have picked out Divine or Patman because they were both sublime look at the damage done to Woot as well. Massive shutdown in the Sentinel versus Sentinel matchup. And Paper X have been great at pistol rounds too. If they put another on the board, it's actually Heretics that we need to be looking at and asking all of the questions about the big crumble. They came out to such a hot start, 4-1 up. And you heard the stress in the voice of Weber. After one of those late rounds, they need the mental pick-me-up.
Certainly do. Tough times now. But at this point, there's no easy games. There's no easy rounds. There's nothing easy about this. And it's all deserved. It's all hard fought for. If Heretics can't turn up when it matters, there's only one outcome. But the chance is still there. 4 rounds is enough, but it's not a lot. They've got to come out swinging here.
Woot looking to try and take some space as something holds down on Mound alone. And he's the defender that's going to get pressured early on. Still with a gate crash, opens the door. That would be the timing to try to get the fight on him.
Leaving that quite late. And this man's dangerous from this position, but look at the damage he just took.
Yeah, big headshot. C-site open. And Woot always with an option to return back in that direction. This would be so bold to take a peek here on 3 HP.
You just can't. You just can't. You're going to have to kill up the site. Heretics, they take, I don't want to say full control. They don't quite have that CT security yet.
Nade, Haunt, Paranoia, so many tools for Paper X to flood.
They're going back in. They want this back. You don't get to take this away from us. And Divide loves it. It's Rien still alive, though. Barely. 10 HP. Woot's still here, but that spike is deep within control of Paper X. Oh, what a gift from the gods! Patman turns around and is back on. Rien's desperate to do it for the boys. But Jing on the other side, a big 1v1 toying with him. But Jing still standing his ground, 2 bullets. More than enough. He's got it, Jing! Stands bold! Against Woot, against Paper X, a critical round.
The game plan here for Paper X is what eventually gets them the win. They are so ready to go for that C retake with massive amounts of utility. As the plan, as the push is coming in, it does get very scrappy in the final moments because Rien makes that insane play, the read to go and push Waterfall. But it's devastating. That's the 8th round in a row here, lost for Heretics. And that's how they're going to be thinking about it. Not that Paper X have earned it, but that they have failed to capitalize.
This is devastating stuff for Heretics. Going to be feeling every second of this. Probably going to have to suffer through this one as well. Facing 10 rounds against you more than likely. Slowed down on approach towards B, but a chance. Mini Boo on his own, waiting for that wall to drop. There's no help coming, yet at least. There's something going to lean into the matter. A little bit of a flash and a little bit of a push. Sets up Forsaken, finds another. Paper X on the hunt. Desperate to close down on Benji, who is on the run. A 1v4 needed. Howard near on double his kills here. But he does get past the first. The second, a chance. Oh, he's fighting hard for this. Giving it everything he's got. And a chance again, 2 more bullets. He falls. Paper X fighting for this. But Heretics not going down without a fight.
It's a great try from Benji, who hasn't really been able to find his value in this match so far. He'll be looking for moments like that to stamp his mark on the game. But as the game stands, as the map stands, down by 6, with 9 rounds in a row, lost here. And Paper X, at least, with a bad bye. Heretics must win this one. If they have any hope of being able to continue into the Accor Arena, they need this round. Could be a brawl over here on Mound as well. Heretics looking to default in that kind of area.
Shadows traveling.
Paper X looking to be disruptive, looking to do what they do best, get under the skin. God! Forsaken! Fantastic stuff here.
Well, you have to be ready for that play. It's one that Paper X runs on their light buy rounds so often. And Heretics, in the midst of the chaos, forget.
We'll be remembering, though, to catch Defy on that little bit of a peak, however. So at least a small bit of silver lining to be had. But it ain't much. That's not bad, though. Trying to force Forsaken away.
Benji played for the Orb. Annihilation online. after his great attempt in the eco previously. But they may need that ultimate to be able to get through. 2 Guardians and a rifle on the other side. And something on a very deep line at Rubble. The flash, by the way, put on the floor from Devi, not available for them in this round, but usually they're big key to getting back into retakes.
The impact of that missing now.
Yeah, and no paranoia for Forsaken, so this is going to be a tougher retake than usual on B.
Great for Heretics, they need something like this. Still got to keep these boys quiet, keep them cool. Something getting curious. We saw he was the one pushed up towards Rubble. Doesn't get the shot he wanted. Benji, good work. Flatmen gonna find a reaction though and start making this feel dangerous. It's a 3v2 suddenly. The ult has got to catch. It's what they needed to maybe make this feel equal, but Rien's now starting to feel pressured against the odds again. Rien's has to go above and beyond here. He can't do it alone. And PaperX look untouchable.
Forsaken has robbed them, jumping into the smoke with the classic up. That was a straight up 1v1. The Annihilation had caught onto his teammate. Set up by this Flash Hawk combo for the first. That a set play, the rest, excellent.
Last player standing.
God,
and
look
the
at that.
push into Riens, who's been, again, the consistent pillar for Heretics. Forsaken can feel it. This is a complete reversal of what happened to PaperX yesterday. They are in control. They have the momentum. Heretics against the ropes.
Will only take a couple more punches and it might be knockout. Heretics literally back to the wall, but come out swinging. Forsaken still standing though. The master of their disaster in just the previous. They do much more. It's Batman this time. They all want to go at it. Heretics can't breathe right now. Oh, it's simply sensational from PaperX. 12 rounds to their name, barely touched.
It's incredible the heights that you can get from both of these teams, but we knew it at the beginning, both capable of those mental collapses too. It's extraordinary that we haven't had more one-sided maps in this series, actually. With that being the identity of both squads, but here it's a smackdown. Heretics can't breathe. The pressure, the bright lights, too much. And 4 Guardians. Barely a sniff of hope.
The last chance here for Heretics. Do you want to go down like this? Barely with a whimper. PaperX foot on the throat at this point. Not making it towards side, but in their way, Devi. Been brilliant. Unison with him, not alone. Something there, stands his ground. Gonna be hunted though. Something, so much pressure on him. Miniboo gonna take away Devi. This is not the same sort of start here. Heretics putting everything into this.
PaperX fast on this flank though, gobbling up all of the space behind. So despite the fact they're in a 4v5, plenty of chances to close things out here.
Certainly could. TP back to Boo, trying to find some safety. The map gets smaller. PaperX smothering them alive. Heretics cannot breathe. It's all on Benji. And what can one man do? Absolutely nothing. PaperX, masters of their own fate, vanquishing their demons.
They couldn't have won in a better way here today, Lauren. Those rounds strung together, back to back to back to back. And a team that looked like favourites coming into Champions, into the Accor Arena. A scary team to face in that lower bracket. Could well still be on for a